Alright, boys, we in. Dude, the lighting is so terrible. Oh my gosh. Alright, so the finger on the app challenge started. I wasn't fully prepared. I was still eating like a really great meal to start me off. And so I got down here and it was 3 minutes until start time. So, stop listening. Stop listening. Okay, thank you. I'm using voice recognition. Um, wow, it's only been 5 minutes. That's great. This is gonna go really, really well. Anyways, though, welcome to the stream. Um, here's here's proof I'm still playing. I'm in. Ended to win it, boys. Got 3 lives. The current amount of people playing right now is sitting at 1.25 million, just about. But it's only been 6 minutes, so that would make sense. So the way I've sort of been doing this challenge, anyways, I have, I was at Target, I was like buying a bunch of stuff. I bought some energy drinks and a Coke for when I desperately need a source of caffeine and energy product, which is going to be way further down the line if I actually want to make it very far. I've also been thinking about this too. I have one hand. I can't really pop a soda, and if I do, it's going everywhere. Oh, hey, yo, what's good? Obey me. I do, although I don't remember, um, honestly, do not remember from where. I do remember you've been here before. It's been a while, because I definitely, um, but hey, man, how's it going? Long time no see. um, yeah, no, I'm like terrible at remembering people and names, but I know I've seen you before, so I recognize the name. I'm just doing some finger on the app challenge. Um, I started the stream like with 3 minutes to go. Actually, let me put on some music. It's not gonna hurt to start the music early. Now we're streaming. We played Rainbow. Gotcha. Oh, that was close. Dude, I gotta pay attention. I feel like they definitely upped the amount of things you have to hit. Let me put on some music real quick. 463 hours of music. Yes, sir. That's great. Yo, what's up, dude? Maybe I should like stream in the middle of Saturday because like so many people I know showed up. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. Oh, it's so hard doing this one-handed, I swear. Yeah, sorry. It's pretty slow going, man. I was not prepared at all for this stream, to be honest. This is also, I do have to warn you, everyone who's showing up, this is going to be the most boring stream you've ever seen in your life. I'm going to be sitting here with my finger on my phone. Oh. For as long as I can last. And the lighting is terrible, as you can see. I don't have anything to entertain myself. Spirit animation is nothing. No, you don't like any animations? What do you mean, dude? Like, you've never good? I'm doing alright. I tried to be as prepared as possible. Hey, thank you for the host. I appreciate it, man. Way to start out the stream. I mean, you're saying you have nothing, like, no animation you like no music video, no, like, cartoon you saw as a kid. What's the app called? It's called Finger on the App 2. Everyone knows who Mr. Beast is, I would imagine. He's doing this challenge where you have a phone out, and you have an app, and you have to hold your finger on it, and the last person with their finger on the app, the prize is $100,000. $100,000, not 100 and 1,000. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. I'm not sure how long I'll last, but I have, holy cow, we're already down to 1.1 million people. But like, I want to at least make it 48 hours is the goal. I thought streaming it would be a good idea to not only prove that I'm not cheating, but also because, you know, the farther down the line we go, the more people will like show up to watch streams. And maybe I'll get like a little bit of attention out of it. I don't know. So at least if I lose, it's not all for nothing, essentially. What I should have done is connected like my phone to like some video I'll put like in my computer so you guys can actually see the screen instead of me going like this. But essentially, like, what happens is every once in a while there'll be a thing that pops up. Oh, the brightness changed. But I think you could see it there for just a second. And you have to move your finger to that thing. And if you let that reach 0, you lose a life. And you only have 3 lives maximum. Everybody only has 3 lives maximum. And when you're out of lives, you lose. We're down to 1 million. 200,000 people have already gone out of the challenge. Just in 11 minutes. But there will definitely be people taking it as seriously as I plan on taking it. So it's all really down to a test of like stamina and motivation. I so badly want to change my finger. I've got this thing in the back of my phone. I bought it at Target. You basically stick your fingers in, and then you can like hold your phone like this. And it's been helping a lot, and I think it will help a lot. But, jeez, it gets really sweaty, and so I'm a little bit worried about long-term usage. Is the music even loud enough for you guys to hear? Put it at like 1%. Oh, it is. Let me turn that down a bit. Perfect. Alright. Well, this is like the most unattractive lighting ever, I would have to say. My attire. So I want to stay awake for as long as possible because holding your finger on the app and moving it around, that kind of takes consciousness. So really it's going to come down to who can stay awake the longest while holding their finger on the app, which is something very not appealing to do for over 70 hours. Oh yeah, that's a lot better. I need to take the cushion off my seat or I'm going to get too comfortable. If I had started this before, maybe a few of you guys could have joined. Dude, it is really nice to see that so many people are quitting the challenge already, though. We're at 798,250. A minute or two ago, we were at 1.2 million. So we're in the hundreds of thousands now. I'm gonna imagine we probably won't go into the thousands by the time the day is over. But, pretty neato. I thought I'd turned off Do Not Disturb, but I'm still getting notifications on my screen. That is gonna be very annoying. And I kind of don't have time to fix that. Oh, and I didn't pin. There's so many things I didn't do. Alright. And then to prepare myself too, one of the biggest things you want to do to stay awake for a long time is drink plenty of water. That will mean more bathroom breaks for me. But, I think it's totally worth it. You also got to stay healthy too. I got these big ol' Ice Mountain water bottles with like the sports caps on them because I can open and close those with one hand. And not that it matters what water I'm drinking, but all it's spring water, which will have a little bit of minerals in it to help me out here. But now I need to decide what I'm going to do for the next 70 hours. Mm. Alright, looks like the... Okay. So, first I've got my name on the top left. Then in the top right, I have how far I am, like how many people are still in the challenge, which is going down to 721,120. And then I guess there is a message system right below those two. And then we have time elapsed and the amount of lives I have left, which is, of course, all 3. I want to readjust my fingers so bad. Alright, well, the lighting is terrible. Let's get rid of the display capture and the game capture. Beautiful. I want to see if we've got any screams with face cams. Nothingness, live screen, mainstream, recording. Oh, that's even worse. New scene. That's... Oh, I mean, that's not great either. That's not great either, I'll be honest. Oh! Oh! Alright, I guess this is the one we're using after all. Alright. Yeah, we got this nice gift to look at and stare at for a while. Yeah, I wasn't kidding when this is going to be the most boring stream of all time. Just me and my phone. Alright, so a question to everyone. What finger would you use if you had the opportunity? Like, if you had to use a finger and hold it there for 70 hours, what would it be? Probably wouldn't be your pinky finger. Or your ring finger, but you think it would be your index, your pointer, or your thumb? Cause like, I think long-term pointer finger would probably be best, but your thumb is like quite the finger, pretty thick and durable. And then your index finger too, like, it would be easy to like swivel that around, but I don't see myself holding my finger, like, I feel like that'd be really awkward. Discord. Oh, fine. Here, I'll hop in a call with my friend here. That might make the time pass faster anyways, so. Call. Oh. Yo.
Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
Just got out of work, Luke.
Oh, very cool.
It was a Mustang that the battery just spontaneously went bad on. Okay, I'm probably kind of cut out for a second. I'm turning on my car, so Bluetooth.
Okay. Where is my...
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
My car started. That's good.
That is good.
Are you gonna be streaming the whole time or no?
Yeah. Well, I think so.
Well, that's bring down your average views.
No, I don't care. This is gonna be a very boring stream. I imagine a lot of people will leave during while this is going on.
So how was your first hour and a half?
It's only been going on for 20 minutes.
Oh. I thought it started at 4. Or 3.
Time zone.
Oh.
Yeah. So I actually got an extra hour. What?
Do anything fun today?
I woke up, took a shower, ate some good breakfast, talked with my family a lot about the thing. Yeah.
Okay, Luke, 80, 85, 90, 95, 100 there.
Wow, amazing.
Can you hear my engine?
Yeah, I can hear it.
That was actually 100 though. That's not even me kidding. That was actually 100. And what's stupid is that is a road that has a lot of cops.
Very smart, very smart.
Yeah, just casual 104th gear.
Where is Discord? Box.
So when you're streaming, do you have Discord set where you don't like notice when people call you?
Yeah, I can turn that off though, I guess.
Yeah, because like I tried just calling you on Discord and it didn't go through. Then I realized you were streaming.
Yeah, it automatically turns on a mode called streamer mode. So that noises like that don't get actually picked up.
Coworker, just get over real quick, please. My new coworker's in front of me.
Amazing.
I had a battery, so a guy came in like 20 minutes before we closed, right?
Mhm.
We all want to go home and like, so we ended up, this guy in a Mustang, automatic, 5.0, like, yeah, we had to jump my car and like, we just can't get this thing to start, kind of what we do to it.
Mhm.
So we ended up pushing it.
Interesting.
So we ended up pushing it, I couldn't get the terminals on. So I had to disconnect the battery, and then as soon as I threw it on the battery charger, it failed. Well, that guy needs a new battery. And the guy's not gonna have to pay for it, Luke. Can you believe it?
Sort of.
The car's under warranty.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, I mean, that makes sense, so.
Car move. So how often do you have to move your finger?
At least every 5 seconds. It'll be like random when they show up, but it's, from my experience, like, the 5-second prompt will be within like 2 to 5 seconds, so you're looking at like 5 to like 12 seconds.
And then, so if your finger comes off at all, you use a life.
Yep. Or you put another finger on it while you've already got your finger on.
Oh, you can do that?
No, that's why it makes you lose a life.
Oh. I wonder if anyone so godly, like, to have, like, or some friends are so in sync where they could trick the phone.
I'm sure there are people like that out there. Oh, by the way, Joey, the competition's been going on for 25 minutes. Over half the population has quit already.
Really?
Yeah, it was sitting at least 1.2 million, and now it's down to 600,000.
1.2 million?
Yeah, that's how many people started the challenge.
Jesus Christ. And it's too late to start the challenge?
Oh yeah, I'm sure. Well, actually, I think you can buy a life to get back in.
But what if I never had lives to begin with?
Then I'm not quite sure.
do it anyway because way too tired. My feet aren't as bad as they normally are on Sundays, so that's a plus.
Mm-hmm. Apparently there's a message board this time while you're playing. Like...
So what happens if your hand gets a cramp?
Good question, honestly.
Are you up?
Probably. I mean, I do have a life to recover and put a different finger on.
So how long, like, so how long, do you have to do a second life, or your next life?
I mean, I'm not gonna try it out yet, so... I'm not sure. You couldn't, like, test lives out in the battle or, like, the practice.
Okay, so you, like, say your finger slips off, like, how long you'd have to get your thing back on for a life, that life?
I mean, when you start the challenge and when you started the practice, you got, like, 10 seconds to, like, put your finger on before the challenge started, so I'm gonna guess it's something like that.
How much do you bet someone grabbed a stylus and, like, made a machine that goes back and...
I've seen them already, yeah, people have done that. I can guarantee you quite a few people are already doing that.
I don't think the style... I feel like you'd have to switch out stylists, though, because you'd wear them out.
My dad actually found something really interesting.
What?
I don't know if this is considered cheating or not. It definitely is, because it's like, it's not your actual finger, but what you do is you get a napkin, and you get a piece of apple skin, and you put the apple skin on the napkin, and then you move that around, right? And then because the napkin is bigger than your actual finger, you can, like, switch your finger, and then use that finger instead, which also means you can switch hands, which is definitely considered cheating.
Well, that guy's...
But that's
rude.
pretty smart.
There's like five cops behind the guy right now. Go anyway. I want to go to sleep, but it's so nice out.
I woke up like a few hours ago, so I mean,
How did you sleep?
I slept all right.
Do you think, how many hours do you think you have left?
In the challenge?
No, before you just pass out.
Before I pass out? I don't know. How am I supposed to predict that?
I said, how many do you think? Like, really rough guesstimation.
Very rough. Let's see. Before I pass out?
Yeah.
I might be completely off, but I'm probably gonna say like... Ah, dang, what would the 70-hour mark be around right now?
A 70-hour mark would be just under 3 days.
I'm gonna say in about maybe 60 hours or so, I'll start passing out. So
So at that point, you'll need to talk to somebody, and I'll just think you're drunk the whole time.
I will be drunk the entire time. In fact, I think after like 24 hours of being awake, you're already considered like relatively drunk without being drunk.
No, it's not that you're drunk, but you're impaired from lack of sleep.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, that makes it even worse, because what if you forget what you're doing?
True.
You can get that tired to forget what you're doing, even though you've been doing it for a while.
Another thing too that I need to be worried about eventually, when like at the stage where I'm starting to like hallucinate and stuff from like lack of REM, your body is so exhausted that it starts trying to do micro sleeps, and those are not great either.
Luke, but micro sleeps aren't gonna be long enough to mess up what you're doing.
They're not going to be longer than 5 seconds?
No, micro sleeps are literally like a second or two at most.
Oh, okay.
Well, here, honestly, Google it. Look, you have a computer, I'm driving.
Well, yeah, but I've got one hand. It's going to be super slow. Let's see.
Oh no, the slowest Google search ever. I do one-handed Google searches all the time.
Start
My
listening.
computer.
Micro sleeps. Insert. Oh, that's definitely not it. Cancel.
Porn?
Micro sleeps. Cancel. Micro sleep. That's so off. Cancel. Cancel. Micro sleep. Sleep. Insert.
Okay, between 3 to 5
Enter.
seconds.
Type enter.
Luke, between 3 to 5 seconds.
You see what I mean now. Stop listening.
Yeah, I would have just typed it with your other hand, but yeah, it's 3 to 5 seconds. I just Googled it for you.
Thanks. So I'm good for micro sleeps. Alright, great. Good to know.
3 to 5 seconds, so you better hope you get a lot of those low-end ones.
Yeah, better hope I hit one of
yeah.
those before I go into... Yeah.
Luke, by the way, you realize how that is like 3 days after. Like, you have to be away for 3 days for hallucinations, right?
For what?
You know you don't have hallucinating until after like 3 days.
Oh, I thought that was the third day.
Yeah, like, it takes like 3 days to start hallucinating, so...
Yeah. I read a really interesting story about this Marine. And he, like,
Okay.
stayed up for, like, 5 days while he was doing, like, training or a mission or something. Like how the lack of sleep started to affect him.
Yeah, 11 days is the longest anyone went without...
Recordedly, yeah.
That sounds brutal.
It does, honestly. That would be straight up torture. Not gonna lie.
Look, that is a third of a month.
It is.
It is really hot in my car. I don't know why. The frick is that thing? Look, I'm now really confused on what that car is.
I'm gonna attempt
It looks
something
like
risky.
Don't. You're only 35 minutes in.
Alright, we're good.
What did you do?
I switched the fingers that were holding the phone.
You did.
Yep, and I didn't lose a life. Success. We're down to 496,000. That's such a misleading number, dude. That is such a misleading number.
Hey, Luke, mind if I come over for a little while?
Oh, sorry, I missed your messages, Gidley. I apologize. I was just doing that game. How do I know when the next one is? I would win because I haven't went to bed for 8 days, not gonna lie. Jeez, dude. 8 days? You would definitely win this challenge. I think, okay, I would download the app and see if you can, like, buy your way in. Because I think for a little while, people who have lost can, like, purchase another life to get back in the game. Yeah, no, I apologize. I was not in Streamlabs. I was still on the Discord app. It's kind of hard to click with one finger. I don't think there's a new date announced, but if this goes well, you have the app. Does it say you can get back in? Because I don't know what the app looks like when the challenge isn't up. Like, I don't know if you can buy a life to get in if you never were in the first place, or if you need to, like, lose in order to buy yourself back in. This challenge actually was like announced back in December, and then the date was moved to February, and that was canceled, and then it was moved to March, which is where we're currently at now. There was also one a really long while back, like the spring last year.
Luke, I have a question.
What's up?
So right now I'm at East Avenue, I think, on 164. That road.
Okay.
Mind if I just like stop over for a little while?
No. Don't do
You
that
don't
yet.
mind?
No, I do mind.
Don't do it. Why?
I'm only 30 minutes in. What do
Yeah,
you
but
mean?
I'm also bored.
You're more bored than I am right now? Are you kidding?
Bro. Okay, I just got off of work, okay?
I mean, fair enough, but like...
Luke, 8 hours straight. No break.
8 hours. Yeah, I can see how you'd be pretty bored then.
Actually, longer than 8 hours, like 8.5 hours.
Be technical about it, I see.
I started 10 minutes early and I got out 20 minutes late.
Hmm.
No, also I can play games on a computer for people's stream, so people can at least watch the game while you for your stream.
I mean, I guess that's true, but I'd rather not.
I don't know, it's like 60 degrees right now. I'm like
It's
feels
nice
like
weather.
I
It's
actually-
nice weather.
Yeah, this would actually be a horrible weekend right now because the weather is so perfect.
Mm-hmm.
My car says it's 61 degrees and I'm running my AC. Oh,
Dang, these have 23.7 ounces of water in them. That's pretty good.
yeah, I would fail that challenge in a second.
You would have been one of the first, hold on, what are we at now? 50, 55. Wow, that's hard to believe. You'd be one of the first 720,000 people to leave then, huh?
How many people are left?
450,000.
So 150,000 people left since I called you 18 minutes ago.
No, in that time, I would guesstimate like 350,000.
What?
In the first 40 minutes, 750,000 people have left the challenge.
And I've been here for half the call or half the time.
Okay, but think about it. This is misleading. This is what happened last challenge too. A ton of people left like during the first amount of time that the challenge started, and then it was down to like the thousands by like the 70th day. Sorry, not 70th. By like the third day. So like all it takes is a few committed people. That number is very misleading. Like, it's awesome to think that I don't have 1.2 million other people also in the challenge. Like, that feels really great, but at the same time, I gotta think long term. It's only been 40 minutes. Like, it's still gonna be a lot of suffrage.
Yeah. I wouldn't have the patience. I'd rather go. I would play Risk. The problem is I would be on Wi-Fi then lose my Wi-Fi connection because I want to take my dog for a walk, lose a life, and then lose a life reconnecting to my house or my Wi-Fi.
Probably.
Okay, I'm on your driveway.
No, you're not.
I'm on a driveway.
Amazing. Oh, one thing I need to do with dude, I forgot to do so many things. Give me like 5 minutes at most. It's probably just gonna be 2 minutes actually at most.
Are you saying the call?
Yeah, I need to plug in my phone. And I need to get my charger from the wall. And bring it over here. Yeah, I gotta be really careful, so I'll see you in a tiny bit. Alright. Oh boy. Oh.
Hi. What did I do?
It's in here too.
What question?
Alright, just please.
One, you said that a minute ago.
Ugh.
And two, no.
Alright, we in, boys. We got it plugged in. Actually, I'm gonna need to re-plug in my
Luke
headphones.
has a PC stream and I'm connected to Discord. Don't say the F word. He has a child-friendly stream, please.
Family
And-
friendly, not child friendly. Gosh.
Oh, do you have that off?
No, I have it on.
Yeah, no, then...
I don't care if you swear though.
Oh, holy ass, that is a lot of bacon.
Man, bacon sounds pretty good.
Still no.
Whew.
Honestly, I need to lose weight, so fine. I need to go change my clothes.
Let me lower my webcam a bit.
I'm gonna ride my bike.
Ugh.
After I ride my bike. Because I'm gonna get sweaty. Okay, look, I'm gonna ride my bike, but I'll have my earbuds in.
So you're gonna talk to me while you ride your bike?
Luke,
Or
is it that
are
hard
you-
to ride a bike?
I don't know. Probably not, but like, no, whatever.
I'm not riding my moped. I'm so sweaty and dirty though from work.
Hmm.
Luke,
Yes.
heck,
No, okay.
speak again.
Hello.
I'm gonna leave her.
All right.
Frick is no. Luke, can you talk?
Hi.
What? Oh. Can you hear me now? Or talk?
I can still hear you.
Oh, I can also have a podcast going in the background too.
That's crazy.
I'm gonna hop on my pedal bike.
Welcome to the most boring stream you've ever seen.
Luke, I might stop over too just to say hi.
No.
What? Luke, there's two ways I can go, and I don't like going the other way.
Well, like, just don't stop at my house.
Why?
Cause I don't, like... I don't know, like... There's no reason to.
Fine, I'll go the other way into the woods.
Alright.
Do you think I should pump up my bike tires before I go?
If they're flat,
Kinda.
then I would.
I'm not. I'm lazy. Okay. Off we go. Probably away from the wind for you, actually.
Well, we're almost down to 400,000.
How?
Oh yeah, it's
Can you
definitely gonna go under 400,000 by the time we're at hour 1.
Luke?
Yeah, I'm still here.
What is going on?
I love audio issues. They're the greatest. Oh, I lost a life. Oh, are you serious?
What did you do?
I think I may have either missed an alert or like my finger on my thumb touched the screen. Oh, fudge.
That sucks.
That does suck a lot. I would agree with you there. I didn't even see it happen too, so I can't even tell you. That feels bad. Dang, that's gonna annoy me for a long time.
Yeah? Alright, just give me a minute. Luke?
I'm still here, yeah.
Why won't my earbuds, like, go... Here, I'm gonna close Discord for a second. Might be the app. Luke?
Yep, what's up?
What the frick is wrong with this? Okay, talk.
Hi.
Ooh, that worked.
What'd you do?
Alright. I disconnected Bluetooth, left the call, closed Discord, and then reconnected everything.
Oh, okay.
So, okay, because my earbuds were in, it was going through my phone. How did you lose a life?
I don't know. I definitely didn't leave my finger like off the phone. I either like let the finger that is holding the phone like touch the phone in more than one spot, or I didn't pay attention and I let one of the things run out. Which seems
That
more likely.
sucks. That does suck.
Yeah. Down to 2. Feels bad.
It does feel. Well, at least you still got 2.
Yeah.
At this rate, Luke, you will have enough. You will last for another hour and a half.
Yep.
So, how's your next? So your whole thing looks grim now.
My whole what?
Your whole outlook on this challenge looks pretty grim.
Yeah. Especially if I lose the life in the first hour. I need to pay more attention. Screw looking back and forth. I'm just gonna focus on the screen the entire time.
Yeah, how bad is the wind? Buffering.
I don't really hear any of that.
Oh, really?
Hmm.
Oh, I can hear it.
I know you can.
No, because the ANC is picking it up, so I thought I was putting it through the microphone.
Oh, I see.
Again, I'm not going into the wind, but like I was hauling for a little bit.
Hmm.
Should have brought some water with me.
That would have been smart.
I'm closer to your place. Can I just grab some water?
Nah.
Don't be a jerk. I'm running no-handed right now.
Very smart.
Look, you couldn't even do it, so you don't know how dumb it is, or smart it, or hard it is. Honestly, at the speed I'm going is kind of hard, but... Look, I'm taking turns no-handed.
Very cool.
You don't even know how to ride one-handed.
I can ride one-handed.
Okay. When we rode, you couldn't. But that was like 2 years ago, too, but...
That was 2 years ago, yeah.
I like how we have a car and a moped, but I'm still choosing to ride my pedal bike.
It's good exercise, so.
Yeah. Good balance practice, too. Riding no-handed.
Hmm.
How many people are left?
358,660.
So with the last one, do you know when most of everyone was gone?
That would be the 3-day mark.
No, I mean like where like a majority of the people got out, like
No,
for an hour or two.
I mean, I wasn't participating in it, so I couldn't tell you.
Oh, I thought you said you did your research.
I did do my research. I couldn't find anything. Well, like, data was pretty limited. It's not like people, like, gave testimonies.
I didn't even know this was a thing last time, so...
Yeah, me either.
Do you know how many people participated last time?
It's Joy. Hey, what's up? How's it going? Hold on. What were you saying?
Me, or who?
You. Yeah, you.
Do you know how many people participated last time?
I don't. I know it was in the hundreds of thousands, so.
Oh, bumps. I need to put air in these tires.
Yeah, good thing you put those in. Yeah, the delay is shorter. Mostly because I'm not streaming any game that's like performance heavy.
Or any game at all.
Or yeah, any game at all.
You're streaming Discord and your face cam, that's it.
Pretty much. And some GIFs.
Gifts.
Yeah, like a background.
So Luke, what we should do later is I should play some games and like screen share it to you,
Nah,
so you have some gameplay.
I guess, yeah.
Hello. I'm not the only one capitalizing on this weather. Yeah, I can probably almost get to my grandma's with no hands, by the way. Do you
My
think
hand-
that's like overly excessive with no hands on the handlebars though?
My hand is already so sweaty.
Do you think biking my grandma's no hand is a little excessive?
Maybe.
The thing with biking with no hands is you have to be moving. The slower you go, the less likely you're gonna balance.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'll just go to my grandma's. Doesn't get dark until 7.
Yeah, you can thank daylight savings for that. There are still 345,047 people left. So if you think about it, you and 300,000 other people are staring at your phones right now. That is, yep, that is what that means. Although the fact that you know that means that you're also participating right now.
Hey, they could be on a computer, watching your stream.
Well, it's my sister, so
Oh,
yeah.
you're talking to... Ah.
Yeah, now it's down to 334,931.
Wait, is it Claire or Sarah?
So
Tell her I said hi.
she can hear you.
Oh, hello, how's your day?
I'm just fitting. I still got the app. Gotcha. Oh, you can like check that without even like participating.
On your left.
She says pretty good. How about you?
I'm doing good.
Great to hear.
Passing people on a bike, my favorite. On your left. There's a lot of people on the trail.
Well, it's a beautiful day.
It is.
You make me want to just like quit this challenge and go for a bike ride as well. It's like, wow, look at what how great a day it is. Oh my gosh, perfect day to go ride a bike, go outside. Yeah, good day for that. Yeah.
On your left. So, look, I've been trying to get you to ride a bike with me for years, and you haven't. Go on.
Well, yeah. Your mic is a little muffled. It's hard to hear or make what you say. Oh, maybe that's because I'm far away from my mic. Hold on, give me a sec. Let me make my microphone.
I thought it was my mic because
Oh,
I'm
is
in the
that
wind.
better? That should be
I can't
better.
tell the difference.
And we hit hour 1. 324,307 people left to go.
I bet a lot of people just want to make an hour. Hello.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so nice out. I'm sorry I want to make you go ride a bike. It's beautiful.
Yep.
I'm almost halfway to my grandma's already.
Great. Good to know.
Halfway to my grandma's is Target, by the way.
Still still got 4 minutes before an entire hour. Actually, I'm already at an entire hour. But, stream delay maybe, I don't know.
A 4-minute stream delay?
Yeah, I don't think that's likely either, but whatever.
It's 5:01 according to my phone.
Yeah. We made it, boys! Woo! 1 hour. Let's go. Let's celebrate.
Milestone, get the champagne.
Yup, we did it. We made it all the way. App says it's
Wow.
56 minutes.
You just can't imagine how many
Interesting.
people are taking shots every hour, though.
Not many. Not many.
I would bet you there's some, though.
Metaphorical shots, sure.
No, real shots.
Of what,
Look,
water?
Shot.
You would not last very long drinking alcohol every hour.
No, but again, you're taking 1 shot every hour, you probably won't get drunk at all. Shots and shots, dude. How did these kids catch me? I kind of swam like a mile ago.
Mom says no shots. I agree. I'm not gonna take any of those.
Their mom said no shots.
If I win the challenge,
She'll give you alcohol if you win the challenge.
give me alcohol. Honestly, if I won $100,000, I don't care what you say. I'm allowed to drink a shot of alcohol.
Luke, I'll come over for that.
Definitely not gonna probably not gonna win, but no shot of alcohol. Well, I mean, if I can win, yeah, she says no, you're not.
On your left or right.
Energy drinks are just as bad, if not worse, than a shot of alcohol. There's actually, you know what? Maybe drinking alcohol, almost passing out, probably isn't a great idea. But maybe when I wake up from my 12-hour nap.
Luke, it depends. Do you drink a lot or do you not drink a lot? My guess is you don't ever drink in your life.
Yeah.
So you have no alcohol.
No alcohol
Tolerance.
tolerance. Yep.
You know, I have to say here, I'd have no tolerance either, but hello. Okay, I'm behind target right now.
Cool.
It's cooling off a bit. I also don't have a key in my grandma's apartment, so I'm kind of screwed if she's not there.
Yeah, kinda.
Cause I'm really hoping she has water.
Chances are she probably does.
No, the chances are is she actually home to greet me. Cause I can't
Yeah.
just break into her apartment like I normally do. Is this weird? When I'm at her apartment and walk into her computer room when she's in there, she jumps. If I open up her door without even telling her I'm entering her thing, she's like, oh, hi. It doesn't scare her. Does that make sense?
So much sense. Oh my gosh.
If she knows I'm there, she gets scared. If she doesn't, she doesn't. Oh, I love people right now. They're just moving out of the way.
Huh, challenge, play the ukulele while competing in the app. That would be so hard. There would also be there's no song I can play on ukulele with one hand.
Luke, I can help you.
Yeah, I hold the notes while I pluck the strings with my left hand.
Yep. Now that'd be some effort.
That would. Yeah, no, I think I'd probably be playing ukulele or guitar because that's what I do on stream when I'm bored. But I definitely can't do that this time around, so.
Yeah, I'll come over and play his ukulele for him. I'm even better than he is.
Oh yeah, great.
What, you gotta agree I'm better than you? I got a scholarship to Harvard for playing ukulele.
Oh yeah, forget about your amazing ukulele talent.
Oh, I actually just never told you.
Oh yeah. Yo,
Oh, what a cute dog.
songs do
You
you
have
know
a
how
cute dog. Or dogs.
to songs you know how to play on a ukulele?
A hot cross buns.
Hot Cross Buns, the classic masterpiece of a song.
Mozart's Last Symphony. Symphony. I can't say that word right now.
Most renowned piece.
Why can't I play on ukulele though?
Dude, I remember like going to music school or like the week of
Band camp?
music. Yeah, like not band camp, but like, you know, where they'd make you like go a week like learning how to at least play your instrument before you start playing in like middle school.
No.
But I remember going to that, and our concert, or like to show what we had accomplished, was Hot Cross Buns.
I
That was.
never actually. I never went to that.
Oh well, I guess that explains a bit.
Nor did I know
he's
that was ever a
genius.
thing. Are you effing kidding me?
I don't know how to play Hot Cross Buns on the ukulele either.
Luke, I can't-
Wouldn't be that hard, to be honest.
Oh, this is BS.
It's literally
they
hot
have the
cross
full-
buns, hot cross buns, 1 a penny, 2 a penny, hot cross buns. That's literally it. That's the song. And then like maybe
Is it
repeat it another
really?
time. Yeah. B A
Okay,
G
well,
B A G B B B B A A A B A G. That's it. That's the song.
I told my boss that I wanted to offer this, and he looked at me like, no.
I lost. Oh, okay. I figured out what makes me lose lives. I'm down to 1.
What?
I'm down to 1 life.
What's making you lose lives?
Moving the rest of my thumb onto the screen. Do you know the Muffin Man? Oh, that's another one.
No.
I don't think at this rate I've lost a lot of motivation. I think I might not even make it 24 hours at this point.
Luke, you can do it.
No, I can't. Well, I can, but yeah. Yeah, let's do it, man.
Play that last life.
The last life's gonna give me the win. You got this. Dude,
Oh, but they closed down the trail, so I had to take a long way to my grandma's.
Why'd they close down the trail?
Construction.
Guess that makes sense.
I don't even go to my grandma's anymore. You know, construction people, people can still use sidewalks if they try taking the trail,
Indeed.
right?
Need all the
Not
hype
like
I
chop
can get.
not chop the sidewalk in half.
Oh, I almost just lost again.
Well, if you lose Sue, we can play Among Us tonight.
Yeah, right.
Am I making you lose?
Nah, it's myself that's doing it. It's this hand thing I got that's like that goes in the back of your phone. You can like hold your phone while it's like attached to your
Yeah.
hand.
So that's
And
what's
it was
making you
working
lose?
it was working great. But when I'm moving my thumb, sometimes like the edge or like cuz fat thumb, right? Like the skin on the bottom of my thumb was touching my phone at the same time I was holding my thumb on the phone. And
Yeah.
that makes you lose a life because it's like, oh, 2 things on your phone.
Uh, that sucks. So somebody lost your advantage is giving you a disadvantage.
That's like $5 down the drain right there.
Then all your sodas or not caffeinated drinks. That don't even taste good to begin with.
Yeah. Keep trucking on. Alright, man. Huh. I'm already missing out. I'm already missing out on something too, like, people at, like, my church group at Elm were, like, gonna do something today, and I'm missing that out. I'm missing that because of this too.
That sucks.
It does
Wait,
suck, yeah.
so, but once you use your life, you can't buy back in, right?
I think you can for a little bit. I don't know how long.
Like, it'd be a time limit that you can buy back in for?
Yeah, because otherwise anyone could just buy back in, like, while the challenge is still going on, and be like, oh yeah, look, I'm one of the last people.
Yeah, no, I mean, it'd be one thing like, have buy-in for, like, the first 2 hours, and then cut it off.
Right. The Rambo emotes hype you up. Oh yeah, those definitely hype me up, yep. Maybe I should just, like, watch some YouTube.
Probably not.
No?
Well, you should just watch your thumb.
Yeah, maybe.
I really should put air in these tires. Are you sitting in your living room right now?
No, I'm at my computer.
Because your mom said that you can't drink. Was she, like, standing at your room when she did that?
Nah, in chat, because my sister is.
Oh, if your sister's watching now, I can ask your mom that question I've always been wanting to ask.
Oh no, don't do that, please.
I legitimately want to know the answer to that question, though.
You already know the answer. You're literally just doing it.
I don't know the answer, honestly.
What do you mean you don't know the answer?
It can go one of two ways.
Is it not obvious?
I feel like it could, for different moms, it'd be more obvious.
Take the risk or lose the chance. That's true.
Why did I put my bike in such a hard gear? Okay, Luke?
Oh, she's just putting quotes in. Okay.
What's going on?
Just putting inspirational quotes in chat.
Okay. He's not asking what the question.
Life is not about creating yourself. Life is about finding yourself. True.
Is it?
I mean... Yeah.
I feel like it's more 50-50.
50-50. Alright, man, whatever. You won't solve the cure to cancer by sitting on your butt. Who said that one?
Unless it is the cure to cancer.
Yeah, the cure for cancer is sitting on your butt, actually.
Yeah, sit on your butt in a hospital. That's the cure to cancer.
Yep, just live in a hospital your entire life. You definitely
Okay,
can.
Luke. Guess what?
The person you are destined to be is the person you decide to be. That's kind of a good one, actually.
Yeah, that goes along with like the 50-50 though.
I guess, yeah. Same idea.
So, Luke, guess how far I am from your house right now?
You're like in the same block. I'm an opportunity. Does it knock? Build a door. A good quote too.
I'm actually legitimately really thirsty though.
Nah, man. You should have brought water. You dumb.
I like it. Luke's mom, can I have him come over and grab some water? I can be there in like a minute or two. Grab a glass. I'm really thirsty and like on my bike near your house.
You can, you should, and if you try hard enough, you will.
Oh,
That's a
me?
good. That's a good quote.
I feel like that also works for my predicament.
No.
If I try, look, you live. I'm literally one intersection from your street.
Yeah.
I'm by school. If you know what I mean.
Mhm.
I'm also by Dale's house. If you get that one.
Fall 7 times. Stand up.
Luke, can I please
8.
just come grab some water?
Why do you need water? Oh my
I don't know.
gosh, dude.
Luke, I was at work the whole day and I didn't need to drink that much water.
You don't like keep a water bottle with you?
No.
That's not very smart.
I drank only like 6 cups, but I was also moving around the whole day.
Hmm.
I can see your street. Your street's very cold, Luke.
Is it?
Yeah. Okay, if you can get my jokes right now. I'm by the school. I'm by Dale's house. Your street is cold. Think about it.
I can't think about it.
Luke, what is the first part of your street name? And how can that relate to temperature?
Oh. I sort of get that now. The most
And
common
Dale's,
way people
and
give
Dale's
up
house is the main street.
their power is by thinking they don't have any. Oh,
So Luke
that's
and
good.
I actually come grab some water. I can be there in like 30 seconds.
It's a good quote, actually. I like that one. Ah.
Can I just come grab some water real quick? I'm like down the road.
No.
Please.
No.
I won't even come down and bother you. I just need some water.
No.
What if I do it anyway?
I don't know.
Just say yes. I'll be out of your house in like 30 seconds.
That's probably not true.
Luke, I will literally just grab water because I'm on a Discord call. I don't need to go down to your room.
I guess.
So can I real quick?
Fine.
Okay, I'm also coming down to your room.
Yeah, no, don't do that.
Ah, come on. Come on. Get traction, bike.
Fairy tales are more than true. Not because
Okay,
they tell
Luke,
us dragons
I got
are
another
real,
one for you.
but because they tell us dragons can be beaten. Ooh. I mean, that's a decent enough quote.
Luke,
I don't think that's what fairy tales are for. What?
See, your street can be very poisonous.
Oh.
You get it?
I had to think about it, yeah.
My street talks like a bird. You get it?
Kinda.
My street's named after a bird.
I see. Yo, what's up?
Mom says don't let Joey come over.
Alright, so you're not coming over.
Luke, I wish it was like a little earlier. Do you know why?
Hmm.
Oh, what happened to your basketball hoop?
The wind.
And then why is it in 3 different things?
Screwdriver.
And how is your windshield not broken?
Luck.
That sucks. I'm really thirsty, and I just...
Your house is not that far.
Yeah, but I don't know if you realize this is all uphill.
Yeah, but you should have considered that. Oh, you know what I should do? I should put on some Entitled Parents. Sorry. Yeah, wait, sorry. Yeah. That's what it's called, right? We're gonna listen to some Entitled Parents, guys. We're gonna do it, cause yeah. Start listening. Open Google Chrome. YouTube.com. Cancel. YouTube.com. Cancel. YouTube. Cancel. You.
Can you hear me?
Cancel. You.
I kicked me out
Cancel.
of the call. Did you kick me out?
I didn't. You.
You who?
Cancel. YouTube.
Cancel. YouTube.
Cancel.
You cancel.
YouTube. Yield a Sonamana. No. Cancel. Cancel. YouTube.
Do you need me to operate your computer?
Oh my gosh. I'm literally just gonna do this manually. Screw freaking voice recognition. It's the worst. Oh. Ugh.
Here, I would say the Google word, but I'm not confident you actually turned that off.
You're gonna listen to some y/entitled parents. We're gonna do. Cancel.
Slash?
Stop listening.
You can do some entitled parents, Luke?
Yep. Let's listen to some entitled parents on Reddit. Let's turn off the music for a bit though before we do that. That's probably the smart move.
So, what YouTuber are you gonna watch?
Entitled Parents.
Is there a YouTube channel called Entitled Parents?
Maybe? Probably. Alright, so r/entitled parents neighbor demands I give her my demands I give her my new PlayStation 5. Oh man, what an idea for a story. Oh my gosh.
The little things
Okay.
in life are
Should I be
easy
an
to take for
entitled
granted,
person by just
like
knocking
getting
this
away
guy's
from the kids for
windshield ass for his Mustang?
or
Yeah,
getting
you should
away from the
definitely
grown-ups
be an
for
entitled
your
person,
kid
yeah.
time.
Welcome to r/entitled parents, where OP ruins a
But it's a 4-cylinder.
Our next
I don't want it.
I lost I'm down to 0 lives.
What?
I left my finger
How did you lose?
No, I didn't lose, I lost a life. I'm down to 0.
Oh, so you have your 0 life?
I'm on my, yep.
Last life.
Alright, I'm gonna disconnect the call. See you later.
Why?
I need to focus up.
Okay, call me if you need me.
Alright. Alright, I need to focus up. No more.
Why One and Thunder. Sandy is my uncle's girlfriend. No one in our family but my uncle likes
Mod
Sandy.
me. I don't know if I can mod you from here.
Even though she's
But I'll
dating
try.
my uncle, she's still married to another man and is living
No, I
with her
can't mod you, I'm
husband and
sorry.
daughter. Secondly, she's a huge narcissist and throws a tantrum every time she doesn't get her way. About a month into my uncle dating Sandy, we went out to take family pictures.
Alright,
and
let's listen to
she
some
showed up
titled
with her
story.
daughter. We asked for a few pictures with just my grandma, my grandma's kids, and her grandkids, but that didn't go over well at all. Sandy starts screaming that she's dating my uncle, so that means that she and her daughter are family too, and deserve to be in the pictures just as much as anyone else. Sandy has even stalked my grandma, who is only 4'9".
If I
now,
guess,
late
don't lose hope.
70s.
Alright,
Back
got
in
it.
March when the pandemic
Wait, I
started,
got a
my
life
grandma was
back.
still living alone, so she had to do her own errands. My grandma went to Costco one day, and there Sandy was.
You can earn lives
running
back?
into my grandma. Sandy was thinking about getting a Costco
Oh my
membership,
gosh.
but she doesn't like the Costco
That's
30
awesome.
minutes closer to her.
Okay. I got a life back somehow. About half of before. That's true. Alright, I got faith we can do this now. I just need to. That honestly makes me feel so happy.
Who does your hair?
To her. Then, a few weeks later, she shows up at the same pharmacy that my grandma goes to because Sandy's pharmacy didn't have the medicine that she needed. So they supposedly sent her to one that was 35 minutes away from her. Sandy also showed up at my grandma's bank on the exact day that my grandma decided to open a savings account for her grandkids. Sandy asked my grandma what she was doing, and when my grandma told her, Sandy launched into a fit because, "What about my daughter? She's technically your grandkid too." Sandy and my uncle had only been dating about 3 months at that point. Just as my grandma was about to say something, the bank security came over and asked if my grandma was okay. They knew her for decades of her banking there, as well as all of her kids and grandkids. So when my grandma said no, they immediately escorted Sandy out. Shortly after that, my grandma moved states to live with my aunt, and so far that's been the last stalking incident. On Thanksgiving, we all did a Zoom dinner instead of having a big gathering. About a half hour into the meal, my uncle's phone starts going crazy. It's Sandy. She starts demanding to know why she wasn't invited and goes into full tantrum mode. So my uncle caves and sends her the link. As soon as she gets on, Sandy starts screaming, and her 12-year-old daughter, Amy, is running around in the background screaming and crying that it isn't fair. Sandy starts calling all of us selfish bastards, and then her husband starts yelling at us that we can't do this to his wife. My grandma had enough of Sandy and scolded her. "See, this is why nobody here likes you. This is why we do everything without you. This is why I'm so glad that you and that rabid kid of yours aren't invited to my granddaughter's wedding." No big dramatic ending on this one. We just ended the call because everyone was super angry. We decided to do another one without my uncle this time, and that was fine. Wait, OP, wait. Your uncle's dating a married woman. And
That's a decent
gets on
story.
the Zoom call to yell at you that you didn't invite his wife to the family dinner? I mean, I get that they're apparently separated, or some couples just aren't monogamous, so maybe the husband's totally cool with it. But in what universe is it appropriate for a husband to yell at her wife's boyfriend's family about not inviting his wife to their family event? That's just like layers upon layers of weird. Our next Reddit post is from McFlyJohn. I'm a 30-year-old male, and the other day, I got lucky and managed to get hold of a PS5, which is like gold dust in the UK at the moment. Work has been ridiculous this year, and my PS4 broke a few months back, so to say that I'm hyped for my PS5 and some holiday downtime is an understatement. The console finally arrived the other day and was left with my neighbor. I knocked on their door, thanked them for taking the parcel, and exchanged some pleasantries. When my neighbor casually asked if it was anything nice, and I told her it was a PS5. We had the usual small talk and I went back inside, thinking nothing of it. Later, I had a knock on the door from her husband. He said that his wife mentioned that I'd gotten a PS5 and they wanted one for their 7-year-old son. It was all his son wanted this year, and it's been a tough year for his son since he hasn't been able to see his friends much. So, would I consider selling it to them for what I bought it for? I said I understood, but I really didn't want to sell it because I was looking forward to playing it. That's when things got a bit weird. He huffed a little and said that Christmas should be about kids, and I should really consider how hard it's been for them, and he offered me an extra 50 pounds. I said I wouldn't be selling it for any price. I wasn't looking to make money on it. I just really wanted to play it. He left, but he said that he hoped that I'd reconsider because you and I are a bit old for video games anyway, and walked off.
I wanted my
Some more Rambo emotes. Dude, what are with these ads? There are ads for this, like... This is the second one in 4 minutes. Or 5 minutes.
The next day he comes over again, this time with his son. He said that his son really wanted to see the PS5 that he heard about. The boy then said to me that that's what he really wanted for Christmas and he hoped Santa would get him one. I replied that hopefully he would, but it's really busy for him this year, so he might have to wait a little bit longer for it. But if not, I'm sure he'd get something nice instead. Another day passes, and my fiancé said that they posted something weird on social media. We're in a neighborhood group about how they had thought 2020 would have made people less selfish and more giving. But they were disappointed in the neighborhood, which had forgotten community spirit and how people should be more thoughtful towards the kids on the street because of how much they'd suffered this year. Based off of that, my fiancé asked if I should sell them the console just to keep the peace. Later in that day, they came around again to tell me that they had promised their son that he'd be getting a PS5 for Christmas, and now it would be ruined if he didn't get one. My neighbor said, "You're an adult and should be thinking of kids at Christmas, not acting like one playing video games," and that I was being unbelievably selfish and cruel. The husband added, "I don't know how you can enjoy Christmas knowing that you're horrible people that ruined a 7-year-old's Christmas." Now, I've heard from people...
Don't promise a free good PS5 if you're not gonna buy him a PS5.
Most neighbors are just staying out of it, but we're definitely getting some daggers from the Mums Who Lunch crew. We live in a super nice neighborhood, but it's firmly middle class. Lots of private school kids called Hattie and Sebastian, etc. We're definitely the youngest on the street and the weird childless couple, which I don't think PS5 Gate is helping with. My fiancé just wants to sell it to them to end it, but I'm still trying to hold firm. Honestly, I feel like I'm losing my mind at this point. OP, this is BS. They talk about community spirit. When was the last time that you benefited from community spirit? Does your neighbor mow your lawn? Did they bring over freshly baked goods when you moved in? No, I doubt it. What they really mean is they should benefit from community spirit, not you. Just remember, OP, you aren't the one who ruined their kids' Christmas. They're the ones who ruined their kids' Christmas. They're the ones who promised their kid a PS5 when they don't have a PS5 to give. That's just stupid and cruel. Also, I really like this post from Layton's. Tell them that you see their point and that you agree that Christmas is a magical time for kids. And we all need to remember those who are less fortunate and work together to make the world a better place. Tell them how glad you are that they brought their son over because it made you think about all the really unfortunate kids who couldn't have the love of a family at Christmas. You were so moved that you donated your PS5 to a children's facility, so instead of just one kid being happy, now a dozen kids can share the joy of having something special and knowing that they have people who care for them. Thank them for helping you think of the children. Then lock your door and go play your PS5. I'd like to add, OP, that you should probably have a sit-down conversation with your fiancé and let her know that she is under no situation allowed to sell the PS5 to your neighbors. Because it kind of sounds like your fiancé is getting close to breaking.
Alright, let's go on to the next video.
Let's dance and stall, let's dance for a while.
Welcome to r/entitled parents, where an entitled woman goes to another country and demands that everyone there speak English. Our next Reddit post is from Demolition Lady. So, I worked as a cinema technician for quite a few years, and I've had my run-ins with entitled parents. Corona has given me ample time to reflect on those meetings, and here's one of them. So in the summer, my country gets quite a lot of tourists, especially American ones. They're often visiting to see where their family comes from and that sort of thing, and they're generally nice. Most of them. But not this Karen. She was different. She, her husband, and her entitled kid came to the cinema in the middle of the day. There were very few people here, since we Norwegians like to get our sun whenever it pops up. Normally when Americans come into our kiosk to buy something, they ask, "So, you speak English?" And I say I do, and we continue our transaction in English. Fair enough. Karen said they were there to watch a kids movie because of her entitled kid. I said that all of her movies are dubbed. After explaining to a now slightly irritated Karen what dubbing means, she became a little angry. I told her a different movie was starting in about an hour, and that movie was in English. She complained a little more, and it ended with her slamming some money on the register and demanding a free popcorn for the time that I wasted, which she didn't get. After about an hour, I hear screaming coming from the entrance of the auditorium. I of course run to see what's up, and I see Karen really yelling at my coworker. Now, my coworker at the time was a very old man. A very old Norwegian man. Fun fact about Norway, most of us speak English, but a lot of the older people here don't. This part in Norwegian is what I say to my coworker, and the part in English is what I say to Karen. Alright guys, I'm gonna do my best to speak this Norwegian, so don't blast me if I butcher this. Havar Galt? Finner hun inka salen? Which means, what's wrong? Can she not find the auditorium? My coworker says, Jeg vet ikke. Jeg tror hun spurt megamno. Agnar jeg sa jeg ikke snakker engelsk. And that translates to, I don't know, I think she asked me something and I tried to say that I don't speak English. Excuse me? This man refuses to accommodate us. I ask, how? He refuses to speak English. He doesn't speak English, he speaks Norwegian. How can he not speak English? This is terrible customer service and he's scaring my child. I'm sorry, but you're in Norway and a part of the population doesn't. I demand to speak to your manager. I'm sorry, but that won't be possible. Why not? Because he's my manager, and I gesture to my older coworker. The Karen tried to insist that I call an actual manager, but my coworker was the only manager available, so that wouldn't be possible anyway. She and her entitled kid went to see their movie. After the movie, they came to the kiosk and demanded a refund because the subtitles were in the way of the movie. And, of course, I didn't give them the refund. She was easily my weirdest and rudest American. I really feel like Americans are the best in the world at going to another country and getting angry at people there for not speaking English. Our next Reddit post is from Horny Barista. My mother and stepfather pawned a lot of our stuff when we were kids. I would come home most days to find that my gaming console or other belongings were just gone. There were never any apologies. My parents just told us that they needed the money. Eventually, my grandma bought my sister a new PlayStation since she pawned the ones that she had previously. My sister loves that console to death and to this day is a devoted gamer. So my sister made a habit of taking the console with her when she left the house. We were getting ready to spend the afternoon out last year when my mother stomps in, demanding that my sister give up the PS4. My sister tried to run past her, but my mother attacked her. She yanked my sister's hair and tried to dig into her backpack. The whole time she was screaming, "I'm your mother and everything that's under this roof belongs to me." When my sister made it outside, my mother screamed, "You are."
I feel like most of these are made up. Yo, what's up? How's it going, Laney? How's it going? What's happening? I joined random. I'm just listening to some entitled parent, playing in the Mr. Beast challenge. Yeah, no problem. Thanks for joining me. It's kind of hard to focus on chat and the video at the same time.
Me, my mom, and my stepdad had just been shopping, and we were driving back home and pulled into our estate. And as we were driving down our road, we saw a woman who we didn't recognize standing on the path, but we thought nothing of it. Our road is next to a school, so lots of people tend to stand around. We pulled into our parking spot and we began loading up our shopping bags to take to the house, which was down a pedestrian path and around a bend, out of view of the car. We walked down to the house and put our shopping bags on the counter. Then my dad stopped me. "I think I left a few bags in the trunk. Can you run and grab them?" I agreed and he threw me the car keys. I went outside and as I walked towards the car, I saw that our trunk was open and someone was inside of it. My dad forgot to lock the car. It was the woman we saw before, rummaging around in our shopping bags, and her arms were full of biscuits, cakes, and packs of cobs. "Excuse me, what the hell are you doing?" I'm just getting my shopping bags out of my car. Why is that your business? This isn't your car. I have the keys. This is my dad's car. So, what are you doing?
Freaking ads. It's a good song though.
I was waiting for my babies to finish school and we needed some food for the house. You left these here and walked away, so I'm taking them.
Yeah, this is gonna be the most boring stream of all time, just so you know.
Wasting them. If you need food, then go buy food.
I can turn off
Take
the
ours.
entitled
But
parents
we
if you
hate
don't want it.
shopping, and this is so much easier. Can you please just give it to me? No, sorry. I then proceed to take the food from her, close the car, and lock it.
You want to
The
see
entire time I'm getting grief from her,
what I'm
she
dealing
calls
with
me
here?
all sorts of names and proceeds to storm
There.
off to
You can see I'm
presumably
still in the
ruin someone
challenge.
else's day. This isn't so much an entitled parent as much as it is a common thief who got caught and tried to bully a child into getting away with it. But still, she belongs here because I recognize a Karen when I see one. Our next Reddit post is from Feeling Better Today. My husband and I have 2 children, both boys, now age 11 and 14. My husband's younger sister now has 3 kids, a 7-year-old
Get
girl,
some
a
water.
5-year-old boy, and a 3-year-old boy. The year my youngest son was turning 4, he asked for a birthday party. He wasn't yet in school, and so he didn't know anyone but family, and there were no kids other than his brother that were able to attend. Luckily, his favorite people in the world are Grandpa and Grandma, my dad's parents. Grandma is like a big kid. She's super fun and energetic. She acts like a kid herself, and my boys adore her. I knew they were very busy, so I asked them several months in advance if they could attend his birthday party. The party was to be on his actual birthday. This is important. Being the wonderful grandparents that they are, they agreed and requested that time off from their jobs. We also invited all close
Dang.
by family, including my
Working grandmothers too.
sister-in-law, the entitled mother of
She did
the
gambling, it
seven
felt good.
children.
The start of a crippling gambling addiction.
I bought the decorations, planned the menu, and pumped him up. I like to sing the song Final Countdown as I prepare breakfast in the morning. One afternoon, I receive a call from my sister-in-law who's about to find out the gender of her baby. She wants to plan a gender reveal party, but she's called her friends and family and discovered that most work and can't attend without several weeks' notice for their jobs. The only day that everyone just so happens to have off is my son's birthday. She wanted to know if I would be willing to move my son's birthday party to another day so that she can have her party.
Gender reveal party.
They're mentioning that she already has 3 baby
No,
showers
Josh.
and has asked me to make the food out of pocket for one of the showers. Most of the people being asked to attend her gender reveal party were already attending multiple baby showers for her. I'm pretty friendly and passive, and this caught me very off guard. I tried to gently tell her that my son was looking forward to this and that we'd planned it for months, which is why everyone had time off from work. She feigned sympathy, but still urged me to please move my son's birthday party to a time that everyone could later attend, and let her have this open date for a party for her first baby when you've already had 2. Besides, your youngest son loves babies and would want to go to her party too. He could still come to my party and see everyone he loves, and then get to do it all over again when everyone can request time off. I didn't have time to gather a response as she steamrolled over me. I said, okay, if they want to go, then I can't make them come to my son's party, but I can't go to your party. We have plans. And she just responded, thanks. I was angry. She had pulled this kind of thing with other people before, but she had always
I have 55 poker chips, this is great. Stop gambling. It's not good for you. This dude in that YouTube video sounds like Llama Arts kinda. Yeah, I like he does a great, like, he has a great voice for like reading out stories, and when it's like the entitled parents, he like has a good voice for it too. I'm sure there are a lot of people like him out there.
And everyone go to that one instead of my son's. He said that if this was true, he would attend that party, but he would way rather go to my son's party.
I remember too, in gambling, they usually have they usually let you win a little bit to like get you hooked before they really pulled the rug onto you.
Someone else's party on his own birthday.
Keep that in mind.
I mean, he's 4, and I've been counting down for him every morning. What kind of monster would I be?
Another ad. Fudge.
I said that I told my sister-in-law
it keep
that
Raiders
go
the
to that
price
party
when I
they
win.
preferred, but
Gotcha.
that I wouldn't be attending. He said that sounds about right and told my sister-in-law that he's going to my son's party since he requested time off for that. And if my sister-in-law wants another party another day to give him notice. My sister-in-law canceled, or never organized the party, and then talked about me behind my back to anyone who would listen for years to follow. What's more evil than stealing candy from a baby? How about stealing a birthday party from a baby? Well, I realize a 4-year-old isn't exactly a baby anymore, but still, how selfish can you be?
We're down to 114,000 people.
I saved for months so I could buy a new console, and as most of you know, thanks to the pandemic, it's almost impossible to find a new console. Xbox or PS5, since they were shipped in limited quantities. I couldn't find any new consoles in my country, and not being able to get one on the internet, I decided to try my best to find one in a mall. I went to the closest mall and asked for an Xbox Series S, and they had one on stock, so I was lucky enough to get there on time. I had to ask the worker since I couldn't
The
find
classic
any on the
one left
shelves.
situation.
While the clerk went to get the console, a lady was right behind me with a small kid. After the worker came back with the console and I was heading to the cashier, the lady asked for the same console that I have. The worker told her they didn't have any more until December, and so she ran over to me and this is the conversation that happened. Excuse me? Yeah, how can I help you? It seems you had the last console. Yeah, it seems like it. Sorry. You see, my son wants that console too, so I was wondering if you could sell me your console. No, sorry. I saved a lot to get this one. I can't just give it to you. You don't lose anything by selling me that. I'll give you 800 pesos. No, sorry. This console was more expensive than 800 pesos, and as I told you, I can't just give you this console. You can just buy one later. Why are you being this selfish? I'm sorry, lady. I can't. After this, she left without saying anything, and I thought I could leave, but after hitting to the exit, the security guard stopped me and the lady was there. The guard said, "We're gonna need you to give this lady her console." I didn't understand it at first, but apparently this entitled mother told the guard that I stole her son's console after she bought it. It's my console, look, and I proceeded to show the guard the receipt and told him which cashier I was at. After that, the lady just left and disappeared into the parking lot.
Yeah, just like, nope, see ya.
Once more and proved that I did indeed buy this console, I was free to go. And I swear I saw entitled mother outside of the parking lot waiting outside of her car. So I decided to use a different exit and made it home safe and sound. When the entitled mother said, "You can just buy one later, why are you being this selfish?" Did anyone else immediately think, yeah, exactly, you can just buy one later, why are you being this selfish?
Quality writing makes your schoolwork better. And
Oh, I hate freaking ads.
Meet Grammarly. The digital writing is
Selfish. Our next Reddit post is from Shippy. I work at a fast food restaurant. Last week, there was an accident close to the freeway. A car hit a pole, so the power was out for approximately a mile down the road. Our
Dang,
restaurant
that's
was one of
long.
the many places without power. My general manager made a sign that she taped to the speaker in our drive-thru that explained the power outage. She sent 2 other employees home since she didn't want to run up labor when we weren't making money. It was only me, the general manager, and the new guy. We did as much cleaning as we could without the power until we were left with nothing to do but hang out in the dining room. First of all, the amount of people that went through the drive-thru, read the note, and came back to knock on the door to ask if we were serving food was ridiculous. We had to throw out all the food we'd made literally right before the power went out because we were in the process of switching to lunch. Most people were understanding when we explained that we had nothing to serve them. When the power came back on, we still had to wait for everything to heat up before we could cook anything. I was the only one wearing a headset, so I was explaining to everyone who came through that our power had just come back on and it would take a little longer before everything was ready to serve. Again, most people were understanding. One woman, though, was really angry. "What do you mean you can't serve anything?" Our power's only been back on for 5 minutes. It's gonna take about 5 or 10 more minutes before our fryer and broiler heat up all the way. Until then, the only thing that we have available is drinks. "But my son and I are hungry." I'm sorry about that, ma'am. If you want to come back in about 10 minutes,
I think I'm
should
broke
be
now.
back to normal.
Yep, so that didn't take long at all, did it? To lose all that freaking money or fake currency.
We don't have any ready. We can't cook them until the fryers are heated up.
Yeah,
If
the
you
rush
come
is
back in
real.
10
Gambling
minutes,
is
they'll be fresh
very
out of the
easily
fryer.
addictive.
Where's your manager? My manager's in the walk-in checking on the food to make sure everything's okay in there. I can get her if you'd like. Never mind. I'll just go next door where they know how to treat their customers. Okay, ma'am, sorry about that. Have a nice day. I watched her go to the fast food joint next door and get turned away there, too. I was dying to know if she'd raised a fuss over there. I just don't understand what part of our power was out for over an hour and we need time to get everything ready that some people just don't get. Down in the comments, we have a similar story from Snumbler. This reminds me of a similar incident that happened to me when I worked at a fast food joint. I live in Tornado Alley here in the States, and one day we got hit with a particularly bad thunderstorm with lots of rotation. As the manager on duty, I began informing customers that my staff and I were about to shelter in place in our restrooms and gave customers the option to join us or leave, as I was going to be locking the store. We couldn't hear our town's tornado sirens inside the store, so I grabbed a drive-thru headset to be able to listen to the outside to hear the sirens. Minutes after being informed by the National Weather Service that a tornado was on the ground and headed towards our location, someone pulled into our drive-thru and tried to order. When I informed them about the fact that we were shut down with a tornado en route, they proceeded to scream at me about not being able to get their precious coffee blended beverage. They said there's a fine line between courage
Seriously?
and stupidity. Do you think this driver was being brave or just stupid? That was r/entitled parents, and
Wow, dude. Tornado's just like on it this freaking way.
welcome to r/entitled parents, where an entitled Karen expects OP to buy her a free house. Our next Reddit post is
This ain't Mr. Beast. No one's gonna buy a free house for you.
very proficient with English since I was from China and knew very little about the language when this happened. A schoolmate's parents invited me over to have dinner while my parents were out. There are a couple of things that you should know from back then. One, this was a very religious family, while my parents were atheists at the time. Two, the kid and I did not like each other. We sat down to dinner, and as soon as everyone was seated, I took a bite like we all did at home. That's when the mother reached across the table and yanked the plate away from me. In this house, she said, glaring at me, we pray before we eat. We're not heathens. I looked at my classmate to see what to do. I put my hands together like he did. Not like that, she screeched. Apparently, I needed to fold my hands properly, so I did as I was told. The dad then proceeded to give what had to be the longest prayer ever. It probably wasn't all that long, but I was 5, hungry, didn't really understand what was happening, and had never heard a prayer before. After he finished, the mom looked at me and said, "For stealing from God, you'll wait until after we finish before you eat." She then
Stealing from God?
I was and how I was going to hell for not.
No, are you getting lives back? No, I only got the 1 life back, which is kind of strange.
5 years old. My classmate said that he wanted seconds when he was done with his plate. So
I wonder if you only get a life back if you have 0 lives.
didn't get dinner.
Or if it was just like given to everyone, or what that was actually.
She started
A gift from God, yep.
Stop crying.
Indeed.
Ruining dinner for everyone. That's when my mother rang the doorbell, and at the time, she could speak English fairly well, albeit with some mistakes, so she could understand most of what the family was saying. I jumped up and ran to her in tears. Suddenly, the family was all smiles and politeness. She told my mom that I was picky so I wouldn't eat my food, so I was probably hungry. We got to the car, and my mother asked what really happened. I wasn't a picky eater. I'd eat anything. I still will. I told her everything. My mother stormed out of the car, pounded on the door, and gave the woman a piece of her mind. To this day, I wonder what sect of Christianity they claim to be. Because even though I'm not Christian, I've known many for years, and I'm pretty sure God never said to treat someone else's kid like garbage before. Remember that part in the Bible when Jesus stole food from a child and then told the kid that he was going to hell? Yeah, that happened, right? Our next Reddit post is from Chaotic Nature. I'm a 32-year-old woman and I just bought my first house. It has 3 bedrooms, a yard, and is just what I need right now. I'm single and have 2 dogs and a cat. My sister is 34, has 3 kids, and lives in a 2-bedroom apartment. Lately, she's been talking about how such a tiny living space isn't enough for the 4 of them. When she learned about the house I bought, she became very upset and told me that I was being wasteful, since I'm single and don't have kids, and therefore don't need such a big space. I reminded her that what I do with my hard-earned money is none of her business. She went on to complain to our mother about how selfish I was being. Yesterday evening, I got a call from my mom telling me I should let my sister and her kids move into the house. My house. I told her that no one was going to live in the house that I paid for but me, and that the extra space was great for my dogs to play in. My mom also got very upset with me and told me that I was being unreasonable, that my sister's kids are growing and need the space more than my dogs. I offered to help my sister out financially so she could rent a bigger place. My mom got my sister on the phone, who shot down the idea, telling me that I needed to let her and her kids live in my house. When I refused again, she very generously suggested a compromise. I could live in the house with her and her kids and wouldn't have to find somewhere else to live. She said this as if she was doing me a favor. I told her that she'd lost her mind and hung up. However, my mom and sister kept on pestering me, with my mom trying to guilt trip me by telling me that my sister had been crying over not being able to live in a nice house like mine. I got fed up and decided to shame them. I made a post on Am I the Butthole about this, and of course, most of the commenters could hardly believe how entitled my mom and sister are. They got bashed pretty badly. After getting the verdict from Am I the Butthole, I decided to send my sister and mom a link to the post, letting them know that I had made it. As expected, they freaked the F out. My mom texted and called me many names, telling me what a horrible daughter I am, and how I've embarrassed her in front of so many people.
I'm rich. So you went from poor to rich, huh? You should stop while you're still ahead. If you're actually gambling.
So I told her that I'd talk to her when she's willing to act like an adult. My sister's been crying about this to my mom and any other relative who will listen. Most of them won't. The rest of my family's been on my side from the start and agreed that my sister's demands were ridiculous. They think this whole thing is hilarious. So I got really confused about midway through this story. Did anyone else, while you were listening, just assume that the sister meant that she was going to move into the house with OP? Like, it didn't even occur to me that what the sister actually meant was that OP would move out and then she would move in.
Honestly, though.
Welcome to r/entitled parents, where an entitled Karen tries to steal from a disabled child. Our next Reddit post is from Angsty. Backstory:
of course.
My daughter is disabled. She has nonverbal autism and a traumatic brain injury.
No longer rich. Well, it didn't last very long.
Profoundly disabled. I rarely take her out into public alone because she's so hard to manage, especially now that she's almost 9. Not only will she not stay with me, she'll bolt like a greyhound, scream, rip things open, steal toys from babies, and otherwise be an impossible nuisance. For this reason,
All in,
I
I'm rich
almost
again.
always order what I need for
Stop while
delivery,
you're ahead.
including groceries. However, life is unpredictable sometimes, and every so often I have to brave a trip to the grocery store. A few years ago, the gods smiled down on me, and the local grocery store I prefer started using the Caroline cart. If you don't know what that is, it's a special cart with a large seat for disabled children who are too big for a toddler seat. They park it with the scooters and wheelchairs with a big blue handicap marker on it so that parents don't mistakenly use it for their older, able-bodied children. But admittedly, this doesn't seem to stop them. I see people using it all the time, like one of the car carts. You know, carts with a toy car attached for their kid to drive while they shop. This particular day a few weeks ago, the snow was so heavy and intense that not only was school canceled, but so was my grocery delivery. I would have to go to the store with my daughter. As usual, I walked in praying that the Caroline cart would be available, and thank goodness it was. Strapping my daughter into the seat, I started shopping. As usual, my first stop was the bakery to get a fresh cookie. They always hand them out to the kids. I noticed right away that there were a lot of other kids there that day, and assumed that many parents were like me, saddled with their kids during the snow day and unable to get grocery delivery. The bakery was hopping, and there were a number of parents and kids waiting for a new batch of cookies to be ready. One of the mothers seemed particularly harried, and I can't say I blamed her. Her daughter, around 5, was having a meltdown. She was angry, crying, shouting, and demanding a cookie. "They aren't ready yet, honey. We just have to wait." Noticing the glances of everyone around her, she looked defensive but apologized, saying, "I'm sorry, she's very tired. It's past her nap time." No one said anything. We were all parents, we understood. My daughter didn't like the noise, and as she often does when she's irritated, she was stimming. That is, flapping her hands and pushing a fist into her ear over and over. I got out her Minnie Mouse phone and handed it to her, and she calmed down and started playing with it. Looking over, the entire
2 hours,
saw us and looked inexplicably relieved. Oh, thank goodness. That card wasn't there when we came in. Do you mind if I use it? Entitled kid is exhausted. Oh, I'm sorry, but my daughter actually needs it. She's disabled. The entitled mother blinked and looked at my daughter playing quietly with her toy. She doesn't look disabled. What's wrong with her? Can she walk? I was flabbergasted at how insanely rude that was. Yes, she can walk, but she would run off in a hot second. I can't hang on to her and shop at the same time. So, you're using the disabled card because your daughter doesn't listen to you? Look, she's much older than my little girl and she seems fine. We really need the cart. She started coming over and I protectively pulled the cart closer to me. No, she has autism. Jesus, everyone has autism. That's not a real disability. I was pretty pissed at this point. The cart is for disabled children like you just said, not sleepy children. Why don't you use a car cart? There aren't any car carts. Besides, I can't see her in that. Just let me use your cart. The shouting upset my daughter again, and she started doing the thing where she punches her ear over and over. It was the first time she looked abnormal, and the woman looked visibly distraught and sort of grossed out. By now, other people were paying more attention, and this wonderful older woman said, "Ma'am, autism can be a very severe disability. Look, you're upsetting the little girl, and the card is for disabled children. You need to stop now." I mouthed a silent thank you to the older woman, wishing I could go hug her because that was some Wonder Woman level intervention to speak up that way. But my daughter was upset, so I decided to skip the cookie and just leave, so I turned the cart around and walked off. No one stopped me, but the same older woman who had stood up for me saw us waiting in line and insisted I go in front of her so I could get home. I was so grateful. My little girl was, at that point, possessively clutching the string of a helium balloon that I was intending to buy, but I was debating how to get it away from her so I could get it scanned without making her flip out because you can't just take stuff from her. The kind old lady saw my struggle and reached out to tear the scan code sticker off the string and put it with her purchases. "I've got it." She winked at me and my little girl and said, "I think you could use a little extra kindness today." "Oh no, it's an $8 balloon, really." "I insist." I thanked her profusely and left with tears in my eyes, touched. I love it when people make my day a little easier. Man, when are people gonna learn that not all disabilities are visible? And this lady saying that autism isn't a real disability and that everyone has it is super disgusting. I really wish we had less people like this entitled mother in the world and more people like that grandmother. Our next Reddit post is from Gabriel's My Patronus. My neighbor, Rick, and his wife had a big birthday party for their 5-year-old daughter. He even went out and got a huge blow-up water slide for the kids. When he went with his wife and daughters to return the slide to the person they rented it from, their car broke down. I got a message from them asking if I could pick them up, since I drive an SUV and could accommodate all of them, including 2 car seats. I said sure, no problem, and hit it out. On the way home, I asked them if they needed to stop anywhere to pick up anything. I needed cigarettes, so I told them it wouldn't be an issue if they needed to stop off somewhere. Rick said he needed cigarettes too, so I stopped at the local convenience store. When we were getting out, the oldest daughter asked if she could get a milkshake. Her mom told her no, they didn't have the extra money for that right now, what with having to pay to have their car towed home. When we got inside, I asked Rick what kind of milkshake his girls liked, that I was going to get them one as a treat for being good after having to deal with the car breaking down and all. He said I didn't have to do that, and I told him it wasn't a big deal. It was just a milkshake, and I wanted to do it. We walked over to the order screen and he ordered 2 chocolate shakes. One
I can see where the story's going already.
I got my order slips and handed to the cashier. Now, at this store, you place the order, pay for the order, then pick up your food or beverage. Rick had already purchased his cigarettes, so he waited there for the shakes while I went to pay. I chatted with the clerk, paid for my stuff, and turned back to the counter to get the shakes. And then things got weird. Rick said, "Hey, what were those order numbers again?" 106 and 108. I thought so. Hey, that's my shake. This was directed to a kid who had grabbed a chocolate shake off the counter. "My mom said I could have a chocolate shake, and this one is just sitting here. It's mine now." That's not how it works, kid. Give me the shake. You didn't pay for it. "My mom said..." And then the entitled mother comes
Still
in.
alive, yes I am.
Why are you yelling at my son? I paid for that shake, you didn't. I had the order.
I actually got a life back
You can't
somehow.
just walk up and grab something off the counter like it's his. "Well, I haven't ordered his yet, so just let him have that one." You can order another one for yourself, like you really need it. Now, I'm a bit curvy, but I am in no way, shape, or form obese. And even if I was, you don't take someone's shake. Rick says, "Oh, shoot." And I say, "Excuse me? What did you just say?" The clerk said, "Here's your second shake. Wait, where's the first one? Is something wrong?" Lady, I've already paid for both of those shakes. And not that it's your business, but neither are for me. They're for his daughters. So your son can put the shake down and you can both walk the hell away from me, or you're going to see what a chocolate shake enema feels like. The entitled mother says to the clerk, "She just threatened me. You need to call the cops. I can't believe she's trying to take away my son's shake." Lady, she ordered and paid for them, not you. And I didn't hear a threat. Did you? The other cashier shakes their head no. "I want my shake. I'm going to call the cops on you for threatening me."
How to change the way you pizza. Step 1.
Of course.
Papa Murphy's pizza. Step 2. Bake. Step 3. Chow down on the deliciousness. Right.
Go ahead, and I'm sure these awesome workers will also call them on you for theft of milkshake. Last chance, lady.
I have one life. I was down to 0.
You're leaking chocolate syrup out of your butt for days. The entitled mother grabs the shake from her son and slams it on the counter so hard that it exploded all over the clerk and the counter. When she realized what she had done, she grabbed her son's arm and yanked him out the door, running for her car. The poor clerk was covered in chocolate shake. The cashier went behind the counter to make a new shake, and the clerk left for the back to try and clean herself
That seems
up.
like 2. No.
So bad for the clerk, but the cashier
I was down to
said she
0,
was
and now I'm up
just
to
for
1.
minutes, so she was going home shortly and could get a shower. I thanked them both for the shakes and sticking up for me, and Rick and I went out to the car. He told his wife the story, and she laughed so hard I thought she would fall out of the car. She had seen entitled mother and entitled kid running out of the store. Our next Reddit post is from Blauamies. So, I live in Germany, where the government is planning to give everyone who is eligible of child support 300 additional euros over the course of 3 months, due to the disadvantages of the corona crisis still going on. I already have my own flat, and I study, so I'm still able to receive payment. For some reason, though, my money always gets sent to my mother's bank account, and she sends it to me. It's worked out so far, but she usually sends me 10 euros less than what I'm supposed to receive. I never cared too much because I don't want to complain about 10 bucks. So I gave my mother a call and asked her if she saw the news and reminded her to send me the money, which would be 100 additionally each month for 3 months altogether. She suddenly said, "Well, I'll take 150. We both deserve it, don't we?" I was shocked and asked her what she intends to spend it on. "I could finally go on some short trips and buy expensive food," was her response. Just a short note, my mother has been jobless ever since I was born and has refused to get a job to this day. She often cries about how I have more money than her and it's unfair. So she literally told me that it's perfectly fine to just take
0 life and 1 life, that's 2.
OP, I've read a
No.
lot of stories like this, and you need to
0 plus 1 life is 1 life.
open an account in your own name. And just a suggestion, I think that you should run a credit check because I wouldn't be surprised if she's opening bills.
I was down to
under
0,
her
now I'm
name.
up to 1.
If she's petty enough to steal $10 from her own kid, who knows what else she's doing. Our next Reddit post is from Bob of the CPU. Some important and relevant backstory first. 18 months ago, I was diagnosed with colon cancer. It wasn't long before I had to have surgery to remove the tumor. It was an 18-hour surgery. They removed about a foot of my large colon and 18 lymph nodes. I woke up in the intensive care unit. When I looked down, I had a long scar running down the center of my body. It starts just below my chest and runs past my belly button to just above my pubes. I also have a reversible colostomy. It's important to understand that I have an appliance stuck to the side of my torso that collects my poop. I have to then empty the bag instead of pooping. I also have to change the whole appliance every 4 days. I will soon be able to have my colon put back together and no longer deal with this thing. Anyway, this morning, I was at one of those large office buildings next to a hospital. I was waiting to see my surgeon to discuss when he was going to reconnect my colon. This place has one of those enormous waiting rooms for multiple doctors. I know there's going to be a long wait, as my surgeon is very much in demand, so I brought my Nintendo Switch. I was sitting playing my game for a few minutes when entitled dad and entitled kid sit near me. I hear the kid say, "Wow, Dad, look, that guy has a Switch." He just says, "Yeah, I see." I'm very outgoing and love to talk, so I asked the father if he minds I play a few games with his son. The father, at this point, seems perfectly normal and says, "Yeah, no problem." The kid looked to be around 10 or 11. I'm in my mid-30s, but have been a lifelong gamer. I also have 7 nieces and nephews, so I play games with kids his age all the time. I placed a Switch on the side table near us and handed the kid one of the Joy-Cons. We played a couple of races before he asked what else I had. I brought out Smash Bros. Ultimate, and the kid was jumping up and down. We played Smash for nearly an hour before I heard my name called. I raised my hand and said here so the nurse saw me, and I quickly grabbed the Joy-Con from his hands and packed the Switch away in my backpack and began walking towards the nurse. Just as I make it to the nurse, I feel someone tap my shoulder. The entitled dad says, "Hey man, can you let my son play with your Switch while you're in with the doctor?" "Sorry man, I had a blast playing with them, but who knows if you'll be here when I get back," I responded. "So, you're a goddamn adult. Why do you need it anyway?" I was astounded, so I just turned to follow the nurse who was holding the door open for me. It's important to note that during the hour I was playing with this kid, my colostomy bag had been filling up. At this point, it was more than half full. I'm wearing a t-shirt, so you can see the outline of it when this happens. Just to give you context, a few weeks ago, a police officer thought I was carrying.
So how many
a gun in my shirt
times,
because of this. So it looks like there's something large in my front
can you
pocket.
have
The
the
entitled dad says, "You fat turd."
TH finger fall off twice before I lose.
"Sir, please leave me
One
alone."
to get rid of my life, and then another to lose.
But it sounded rather weak. The guy was about 6'4" and looked like a weightlifter, so I guess he was used to intimidating other people. As he alluded to, I'm a large guy. I'm about 6'2" and I am overweight, so I'm used to not being intimidated. I responded with, "Not gonna happen." He decided to make it physical. I was only half facing him. He grabbed my shoulder, spun me around to face him, and with his other hand starts trying to get under my shirt. He's yelling, give me it, you fat turd." He eventually gets a hold of my appliance and pulls as hard as he can. I don't know if he thought it was a Switch because it's soft. I screamed in pain because the adhesives that hold this thing on are strong. He actually managed to rip some of my skin off. The bag is perfectly sealed while it's attached to me, but as he pulled it towards himself, a bunch of poop came flying out all over his shirt, pants, and shoes. When he pulled it, he turned it upside down while trying to cup it in his grasp, and he began to run away. He realized something was wrong halfway through his turn. I got a little on my shirt, but the bleeding was a problem. The nurse led me
Can imagine.
to a room, and I had my surgeon in the room in a matter of seconds. making
That's
sure
2 lives
I
to game
was
over. How many
okay.
left? I have 1 life left. Once again, 1 life to lose, and then another time I die. So I mean, technically I've got 2 chances to lose here, but I do only have 1 life left.
Stunned. The front desk people were laughing when they told me this. They said he seemed completely shocked that it wasn't a game. Apparently, he dropped the appliance and yelled for his son and tried to leave. Security caught up with him pretty quickly, and he was arrested. I have to go make a statement tomorrow. And then OP posted an update. I just came out from giving my official statement. I'm typing this in my car. I was expecting to go see a police officer this morning. I got a call over an hour ago from a lawyer from the prosecutor's office, and she asked
How many
me to
people
come to her
left?
office instead.
I was hovering about like 111,754, but it's gone down to 110,662.
2 of the lawyers were arguing over whether grabbing my bag was assault or theft. One was arguing it was part of my body, while the other argued it was my property. When I arrived, the woman explained that for the moment he was only charged with a misdemeanor. However, once they settle the debate, they'll be adding a further charge. I wasn't told any of this until I gave my statement. She told me the chances of him going to trial is slim, so I probably won't have to testify. Oh, and I had no say in whether he was prosecuted. He was being prosecuted whether or not I gave a statement because of all the witnesses. So, OP,
True, yeah.
if this guy gets charged with theft, then he is
Beat 1 million people. That's right. That's what I. Oh dang, 108,210. Oh man.
Also, hit that subscribe button because I put out new
There's
Reddit
still a lot of
videos
people though.
every single day.
Oh, my hand is so sweaty. You have no idea.
Welcome to r/entitled parents.
Not my thumb, but like the other, my entire hand.
Wedding cake. For clarity, in our wedding we had 2 cakes. The pretty little wedding cake
Discord? Nah.
for everyone else to eat. This is from a couple years back.
Not for now.
We'll always
Maybe in a little bit here.
It was our wedding day. Nothing fancy, which was perfect, and everything was going smoothly. I looked gorgeous in my dress. My new hubby looked amazing, perfect weather, etc. We had an outdoor wedding in the afternoon, and after the ceremony, we did the cut the cake bit. Everyone cheered, and we invited people to get started.
Okay, we need to watch TV. Alright, fair enough. Enjoy your TV. Enjoy having 2 hands, especially.
We were gone for maybe 10 minutes, then came back over for the cake. My best friend, who works as a head pastry chef at a nice restaurant, made it for us. A 1-tier red velvet and buttercream dream. We get back, and the entire cake is gone. I can't believe it. I look around and see entitled mother sitting at a table with her 6, yes, 6 kids, each with giant pieces of cake. And I mean giant. The entire cake split into 7 pieces for her and the kids, and they're all flipping through it.
Can I come down and hang out with you? Yeah, sure, for a little bit.
You take all the cake. New hubby and I haven't even had any yet. Yes, you did.
Leo said
I thought you
meow.
cut the cake early.
Beautiful.
Well, yes, we cut it. But didn't you notice none was missing?
Yeah, only for a little
We
bit
took
though.
A couple more photos before the sun went down, and we didn't even get to try it yet. Look, my kids were hungry, and they're not eating whatever that is. She gestures to the catered food and the sheet cake that the restaurant I work for donated as a wedding present that's on a table on the other side of everyone. I'm trying to be patient and not cause a scene at my own wedding. Look, I get that, but you probably should have brought them snacks if you didn't want them eating the food here. Now I don't get to have that memory with my new husband. Didn't it occur to you to ask when everyone else was getting food from over there? Whatever. That's not really what this day is all about, and honestly, you should be grateful that we came at all.
Oh man, we're down to 95,000. Oh man.
Little things like this. At this point, new husband has overheard what's happening and comes over to jump in. But not only has he heard, so did my family and best friend. If there are 2 people in the world you don't mess with, it's my sister and my best friend. Imagine 2 minuscule, neither's over 5'1", balls of fury that are now flying over. Entitled mother is now looking horrified as all of them are in her face yelling. She turns absolutely beet red before huffing. See if I ever come to one of you people's weddings again. You people. Sigh. Entitled mother tries to simultaneously grab all 6 kids at the same time to get them to her.
Yo, what's up?
My sister grabbed a slice of the
I'm down to
sheet
1
cake and
actually.
threw it at the entitled mother.
Hi,
Hitting her in the
Lou.
back of
Hey,
the
what's
head
up?
As entitled mother stomped
That's
away.
pretty
Is
cool.
it bad that I still kind of giggle thinking of entitled mother awkwardly leaning as far forward as she could on the drive home?
Look at that
trying not to
delay.
let frosting
Such
drip
nice
down the
delay.
back of
Is
her
it?
head.
How long is it?
Anyway, we haven't heard from her again.
It had to be at least
Although
30
I did get a
seconds.
text about a week
Yeah,
later
see?
from her oldest
Okay.
kid apologizing for her mom's behavior and for eating all my wedding
Sound weird.
cake. The rest of the
Gosh.
wedding was lovely. What I want to know is, did
there
your
are
photographer get a picture of your friend throwing cake at that entitled mother's head? Because
114,000
if so,
people.
that's
Wrong.
definitely the picture I would hang above.
90,555.
Our next post is from Urukati.
My
My
app
sister was in an abusive relationship for 6 years. Unfortunately, like many women that went through the same thing, she was manipulated by her ex-boyfriend and didn't have
Oh yeah, now it went down.
to stop the abuse. She didn't think it was abuse until things got really ugly.
Sorcery. Hi,
Fortunately,
Claire.
the marriage
Oh,
ended by
86,000.
now she's in much better shape and headed
I guess
towards
the number
wedding.
just goes down so
After the
fast that you
breakup,
can't.
my sister
I'm sure it's
reunited
different
with
update
her
times.
I will introduce
This
this
is when
this
the
puppy to
No.
No.
Yo, that's a
The
risk.
The only person
Do not do
who
that.
is like Joey.
My entitled dad says,
I I had my friend join. Wasn't that nice? You got to see. my
That was
friends for a
nice,
while.
yeah.
Tell the story of a
Yeah, other
6-year-old
person besides me. You said, I'm pretty sure this is made up. Or are you talking about her account?
Well, okay, but what
What was
about
made up
me?
like, in that
What do you
moment?
mean, Dad? Well,
I don't know.
you still
Were
have
you
to give me
implying
a
that I would
grandson.
create a
You're
fake account
33
to
years
watch your
old,
stream?
and you won't be able to bear healthy
What am I-
children much
What are you
longer.
talking about?
Dad,
No,
how
never
can
mind.
you say something like that to me? I've been through
She made a
hella
fake
bad.
account to
and
watch your
all you
stream.
can
I
think
would
about
never
is your
do that.
grandchild that doesn't even
I
exist.
see.
Never do that.
Yes, I
Ever.
gave you life, a proper
mean, I would
education,
actually,
house,
but, like, I would
food,
never.
everything you wanted. The least you can give us is a grandchild.
You guys
My
can't
entitled
see,
mom
but we have a
says,
dog.
Yeah, I
No one's
agree.
watching
Very
except for
Very
Joey.
impatient. All I want is
Joey- I
a
don't think Joey left.
grandchild. I'm not having a child with a man.
Yeah, I
like
think you
my
did too.
ex-husband. I need to find the
Hey,
right
look,
man.
there are 82,000
I don't
people
think
left.
you'll laugh.
There are.
6,000
Me
left
either.
in the
That
last
soon.
3 minutes.
I'm tired of
You can
waiting.
do it!
I swear.
I
both
believe in you
and your brother are the
and your
most
ability
ungrateful
to
children I
do
could
it.
have been cursed with. You cannot make me have a
Clever.
child. It's my body. I'll have a child whenever I want to, not when you want.
I'll play you an
Unfortunately,
inspiration
you're
song.
right.
Inspiration
I can't.
song.
I want to have
Yes,
a grandchild
absolutely.
so bad. You have
I
no
will
idea.
absolutely play
If
you
the
an
child was a boy,
inspiration song.
maybe I can shape him into a real man, unlike your brother. For context, I'm gay and my father hates me for it. I only went to the family reunion because my sister really insisted for me to go. The fight got really ugly from there on. I backed up my sister the entire time and we ended up storming out of the house. Both of us haven't talked to our parents since that event. My dad is such a horrible and selfish person. I have other stories about him that I'll maybe tell someday. I'm just happy that my sister is
I
better.
could play you one of my
Now is a
cheesy
chance to find
songs
the
that
right
I wrote
person
for my
for it.
friends.
So,
Nah.
if the titled
But
father
no,
raised his first son to be straight and he turned out gay,
I
then
like writing
by
the
that
songs, it's
father's
fun.
own logic, doesn't that mean that he's a terrible father and has no business raising a grandchild because he might turn that one gay too? Now, to be clear, I think this father is completely wrong and an idiot. I'm just pointing out that by his own logic, he's a complete idiot. Our next Reddit post is from Obsy. A bit of backstory relevant to the event.
Oh
I'm a
shoot,
transgender
Kelsey
man, had my top surgery a
That's
little
not very
over a year
nice,
ago.
is it?
Yay! However, for personal and medical reasons, I decided to not go through
Oh, I'm
hormone
too.
replacement therapy. Because
Hi,
of that,
Luke.
and the fact that
Hi.
my height is
Here's
around
your- alright,
5
your
foot
inspiration
nine,
song
I'm often
goes
perceived
like,
as a teen or younger.
"You
I'm 35
are
years old.
great."
So now to the story. I was hanging out at my favorite coffee shop. I always stay on the smoking
That
area as I
is
am a
great.
smoker. Anyways, the law over
Awesome.
here states that to be able to stay at a smoking
You
area, need
can
to be legal age
do
of
it.
18 years old.
I should
Keep in
no,
mind
no.
that this law is
Cause like
not as
coffee
strict
shopping
as
is
it
more
in
like
other
passion,
places
like
the
happy,
US.
right?
A bit relevant also.
I guess ukulele can be happy or sad.
I know most of the waiters
It's
by
what?
name. Karen enters with a kid around the age of 5 and invades 2 tables.
So I can go like
A bit
up,
weird
up,
since
down,
the
up,
smoke area only
right?
has 6 tables. One for her and the other for her son, who proceeds to take out some crayons and a coloring book. I ignore all this as I'm lost in the book I'm
That's
reading.
Carl.
At some point, I
Carl's
do a
sweet.
crazy thing, such
Okay,
as light a smoke in a smoking area. And a few seconds later, I hear
Okay.
the dreaded sound of Karen clearing her
You
throat.
are
The next
amazing.
exchange occurs. Hey, young man, listen
You
to me.
are amazing.
Don't you think it's a bit rude you're blowing smoke all over my son?
Aw.
I point to the big sign on the wall that says smoking area 18 plus.
Wait,
only.
I
Do
know an
you even know
inspiration
how
song.
to talk?
Wait.
Are you an R
I will
word?
fight.
Answer me. You're too young to
I
be
will
smoking
fight for
anyways.
you.
Whatever, lady. I proceed
I'll
to take
be
headphones out of my
still
backpack and plug them
into
in.
my
The Karen
heart.
keeps speaking,
Like
but
a
with the miracle of technology, I can't make
And
out
I
a
will
word she says.
stay.
So I figured that was
I
it.
will stay
A few
with
minutes later,
you.
I notice some commotion around me and again
The
hear the sound
other
of
side,
Dear Karen's
they call
banshee
her
cries. I look up and see Karen arguing with one of the
Already
waiters and pointing at me.
hands
So
out,
of course I take off my headphones to hear what that was all about. You have to do something. He's clearly underage and blowing smoke all over my son. Don't think for a second I won't call the police on this. The waiter said, Ma'am, as I already told you, I'd like to ask that young man to
giving
leave
up.
as he's
I'm not
under
giving up, giving up, no,
I
no.
don't care. I know the law
You
and my
live my
rights.
last
He
breath.
needs
Even when they say there's nothing left. So don't give up on. I'm not giving up. I'm not giving up, no, not me.
Amazing.
Inspirational.
Very inspirational.
The lyrics are actually very inspirational.
Yeah.
This song pretty awesome. Like, listen to this song, Luke.
Geez, all the new followers. Thanks, guys. Thanks so much. Thank you for the 5
Oh, well. Oh. Oh.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
And find that all these memories, that time. Oh, gonna hit rewind and remember all these tales and all the people that I meet. And then leave them all behind and then repeat. The lore is that like he doesn't control when he time travels, so he gets to get attached to all these new characters and then leave them behind.
Yeah, okay.
And he slowly is forgetting his identity and everything that he is. It's a custom song that someone made for him. It's pretty awesome. He plays it before every stream.
Oh.
And at the end of every stream. He has a credit scene. It's amazing. Okay, I gotta go. I do love you though.
Alright. That's fine.
I'll see you later.
Yeah, I'll see you later. Thanks.
If you need anything, then like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Find me.
A pretty common question when explaining to kids about
How dare you? You're evil and you've just corrupted my son. I demand compensation now that my child is ruined.
Now, as you can imagine by then, we had a pretty small crowd watching over, which eventually got the manager's attention. The manager said, "What's going on out here? Ma'am, I'll need to ask you to lower your voice and moderate your language." She used a choice of cuss words and offensive slang to refer to me, but I won't even dignify her enough to reproduce them.
I will talk as loud as I want. It's outrageous what happens here. Are you in charge?
Yes, ma'am. I'm the manager of this coffee place, and if you don't lower your voice, I'll have to ask you to leave. Now, can you explain to me why you're yelling at my staff and customers?
I'm a member of the Family League.
The Family League in Mexico is a right-wing association that fights against LGBT plus rights in general, abortion, single moms, and yeah, everything that isn't your traditional mommy, daddy, and kids family.
I'll
Dang,
have this
didn't even know
place
it
shut
existed.
down in a heartbeat if I don't get compensation right now.
And exactly what should we compensate you for?
That freak made my boy transgender. You allow a sexual predator to be here and corrupt young minds.
And again, how does that entitle you to any compensation?
I'll have to pay for therapy for my son now. Maybe even ask my congregation to pray over him. That costs money. This is reckless endangerment. Those freaks should be kept away from
Costs money to pray for people?
God-fearing people.
Some male customers said, "Come on, ladies, stop. You've been drumming our ears for 10 minutes now with your ignorance and transphobia. If anyone's entitled to compensation, it's us." I agree with him, ma'am. Please leave the premises.
This is not the end of things. I'll have your license in no time.
She grabs her kid and leaves. The waiter blocks her way. "There's still the small matter of the bill, ma'am, and give me the ID back."
I didn't even get to drink my coffee. It's already cold. I shouldn't have to pay.
That sounds like your problem, but if you want, we can call mall security in no time. Let them settle this, and in the meanwhile, also let them write a report of you having your son that is clearly underage in a smoking area. Now, this kind of complaint may lead to the equivalent of Child Protective Services involved if mall security passes the report to the police. Karen is defeated at this point, which is such a wonderful view. She threw my ID to the ground, got her kid, and started leaving. As she left, I couldn't help myself. Probably not my brightest moment, but yeah, I was pissed. I yell, "Hey kiddo, remember, you can be anything you wanna be." The Karen huffs and puffs and gives me the finger as she walks away. Okay, so greetings from the magical Mexico City. Thanks for letting me vent and for reading this, and much love to all my trans folks out there. Stay strong, and don't let the transphobes get to you. This Karen bringing her child to a smoking section and demanding he put out the cigarette is like taking a kid to a strip club and telling all the ladies to put their clothes back on. Our next Reddit
Yeah, it's kinda-
build up. So, I have Asperger's syndrome, an autistic spectrum condition, and I also suffer from anxiety, which often manifests as a stutter. I'm usually a very talkative and upbeat person, but it often takes me a while to actually get my words out. When I'm trying to order at a restaurant, usually the staff are very patient and sympathetic. I get self-conscious pretty easily. So, entitled dad comes along while I'm ordering food at a coffee shop. He's standing behind me with his little kid as I'm trying to order. Stutter kicks in, and the lady at the counter is pleasantly helping me along. Come on, just spit it out for F's sake. We've been
Just spit
waiting
it out.
ages. I try not to look at entitled dad and continue with my own business. I briefly glance down at his kid, who's starting to look extremely uncomfortable. My kid's autistic, you know. We can't wait this long. Yeah, so am I. So maybe you should be a little more understanding. Just hurry the F up, mate. Stop being an attention seeker. I was kinda shocked he was just casually swearing in front of his little kid. What a great example to set, right? So I continue trying to finish giving my order so I can finally step aside and let this dickweed have his turn once I've paid for mine. I'm feeling pretty self-conscious again now, and I'm starting to feel myself about to cry. I have very strong emotional reactions to the smallest confrontations. I think the lady serving me probably saw the look in my eyes. Now, I've never met any of the employees here, but the woman on the cash register is, and always will be, my hero. After he tried ordering, she began asking him loads of unnecessarily specific questions about what sauces and extras he wanted. But she was putting on a really exaggerated stutter. Do you want anything else? He was standing there, trying to get her to spit it out as well, but she was taking like a full minute to say each sentence. You could see the cogs turning in Entitled Dad's head. Entitled Dad's kid was kind of laughing by now. I saw the register lady shoot him a little smile. Right, you can stop taking the piss. Right the F now. I'm sorry, sir. I have a speech impediment. I got my food and hid it for a table, but I had a perfect view of Entitled Dad trying to place his order and pay very slowly. It took no less than 15 minutes to finally get his order in. It was a very slow day. The kid looked happy when he was given a huge lump of marshmallows for having to wait. I like to pretend that Entitled Dad got spit in his coffee. I tipped the waitress like 20 pounds after that. I didn't even have to get revenge. A kind-hearted waitress punished that git for me. That was r/choosing beggars, and if you like this video, then please let me know by hitting that like button, because it really helps my channel.
I think I've already seen that one, but I don't mind listening to that again.
Don't forget to subscribe, because I put out new Reddit videos every single day.
Yeah, we're down to 30,000. Woo! 30,000. Let's go.
Welcome to r/entitled parents, where an aunt tries to set up OP for an arranged marriage. About a week ago at the gas station I work at, it was snowing pretty lightly and it was real chilly out. It was definitely bundle up weather. It had just about passed the 7 o'clock mark on my 2 to 10 shift and it was already pretty dark. Contextual bits. My gas station doesn't have public restrooms. All we have is a couple of porta potties around the right of the building. Not a lot of light over there, but it's better than nothing considering we're a couple dozen miles from regular civilization. This guy and his daughter, about 5 or 6, come into the gas station and have about a 10-second look around the place before looking at me and asking if they could use our bathroom. I say, we've only got porta potties around the right of the building. What? Not even for her? The porta potties are all we've got. It's frickin' freezing out there and there's hardly any light. You're really gonna make her go out there? Sir, I've already told you that we don't have anything but the porta potties. And unless you think she can hold it for a while, she's just gonna have to use it. Unbelievable! He grabs his kid's arm and goes outside to the porta potties. At this point I'm ticked off because 1, he just tried to guilt me using his daughter, and I hate when parents use their kids like that. And 2, he's dressed in a pretty snug overcoat and winter hat. She's wearing the thinnest pair of pajamas I'd ever seen. No coat, no gloves, no anything keeping her warm. They come back about 5 minutes later, and he's still huffing about the lack of public restrooms. Well, that was horrible. Cold and dark for a little girl. Yep. I'm being dismissive because I'd rather he just spew his nonsense and leave than try and prolong her being out in the weather like that. Finally, they both come up with their stuff and I start ringing them out. I notice how sad Quiet Child looks, and I lean down before Entitled Dad knows what's going on and ask her pretty plainly, "Would you like a sticker?" We keep a big folder of stickers for some of our regular kids. The quiet kid nods, shivering. I quickly grab a couple sets of the girliest stickers I can find and walk around from my register and crouch in front of her for display. She picks a sticker, a purple cat playing with yarn. I pat it down on her shirt and they leave. Entitled Dad totally silent and brooding. Moral of the story, dress your kids properly and maybe you won't have to worry about them being cold and upset. Man, OP, the depressing thing about this story is that you giving that girl that sticker might be the only warmth that girl experienced all day. Our next Reddit post is from Shy Girl Turned Sassy. When I was 22, my extended family, aunts, uncles, cousins, etc. began asking me why I wasn't married yet. I spent my childhood and early 20s in a fairly conservative North Indian state. And people in those areas tend to be deeply misogynistic, and the only way a woman has any value in their eyes is if she's attached to a man. Her own accomplishments, talents, etc. are of no consequence. So it wasn't all that surprising when I began getting these ridiculous questions about marriage while I was still in college. I'd recently lost a lot of weight, and for the first time, I actually looked good in jeans. My weight loss seemed to cause their queries to reach whole new levels of idiocy. You see, they all assumed that the only reason I lost weight was so I could land a husband. Surely I hadn't done it for the sake of my own health and well-being, or because I wanted to look good for myself. That would be preposterous. My friend, about whom you've read in previous posts, was friends with a matchmaker. Matchmakers in India are these grunty middle-aged women who have nothing better to do than to go around carrying photographs and info about eligible bachelors and bachelorettes and share them with the families of young men and women who are looking to marry them off. My aunt's friend was no different. She showed my aunt a picture of some guy in his late 20s who also had a great job and was from a respectable family. Let's call this guy AJ. My aunt shared the picture and the info with my grandmother. Between the two of them, they decided that AJ, whom I never met before, would be the perfect match for me. Keep in mind that neither I nor my dad had any inkling of what was going on. One afternoon, I think it was Sunday, my aunt came over when I wasn't home. She told my dad to get your daughter dressed up and pretty because she'd promised me to a guy and his parents were coming over to see me that very evening. The tone in which she spoke made it sound like she'd done me and my dad a big favor. My dad was shocked and asked what the hell she was talking about. She told him that she'd taken it upon herself to find a groom for me, without my knowledge or consent, and taken some of the burden off his shoulders, and that their mother, my grandmother, had approved of this match. My dad told her that he would have to speak to me first, and whether the guy's parents can come over or not depends on what I have to say about this. The little grunt actually tried to convince my dad that my consent wasn't necessary and that as elders they had every right to make this decision for me. But my dad wasn't having it. When I came home a few hours later, my aunt greeted me with a hug. This was enough to send red flags flying everywhere. I asked her what was going on, and she gleefully told me what she'd done and how her proposition had my grandmother's blessings. I told her to shove it up her butt and that I was in no mood to have an arranged marriage. Not then, not ever. She looked shocked and asked how I could say such a thing after all the trouble she's been through in order to find such a wonderful young man for me. I decided to get dirty. I told her if the wonderful young man is making her so wet, why doesn't she go marry him? My dad heard this and told me to watch my language. I told him I would if this jerk knew her place and knew not to poke her nose where it doesn't belong. My grandmother heard the commotion from her room and called out to my dad. She began telling him about how she had seen the guy's picture and the matchmaker had told them all about his family, and how a match like this may not come along again. My dad told her that he would never force his daughter to marry if she doesn't want to. My stepmom said the same. I merely told her that she was insane and belongs in a lunatic asylum. This, of course, caused both Grand Monster and Crazy Aunt to fake cry and go on and on about how my dad doesn't trust him to make the right decision for his daughter, and that they were family, and family has the right to make decisions for each other. What the actual F? I wasn't going to budge, however, and told him I wasn't going to meet the guy or his parents, and my aunt had better cancel the meeting if she knows what's good for her. My aunt left our house grumbling. But the drama was far from over. My Grand Monster, in order to emotionally blackmail my dad into agreeing to the match, with or without my consent, stopped eating. Anytime food was brought to her, she would break into crocodile tears and whine about how my dad was dishonoring her wishes. As she was diabetic, her health began to deteriorate. My dad was scared. One evening, he and my stepmom sat me down and asked if I would consider the proposal and just have a meeting with AJ's family. I was still adamant and said no. My aunt came over and said she had great news, as AJ's parents were still interested in meeting me and they would allow me to study and have a career after I married their son. I asked her what part of the word no did she not understand the last time we spoke, and who the F do AJ's parents think they are to allow me to do anything? My aunt once again flew into an impotent rage and asked how I could be so selfish, how I could disobey my family like this, and some other BS about how marriage is a union between families and not just individuals, and how in her days girls were married off as soon as they reached adulthood whether they liked it or not. I let her go on for some time as her little hissy fit was quite amusing to me. After she had exhausted herself, I told her that if she, Grand Monster, or even my parents even try to force me into this marriage, I was going to cut my wrists. And if I survived, the cops would know that I did it because I was being forced to marry against my will, and all involved would be in a world of trouble. Even if I died, I would leave behind enough evidence in the form of emails to all my friends and college professors detailing how I was being mentally tortured so I could be forced into this marriage. Both outcomes would result in all of them in deep legal trouble. I even showed them the email I had already written. All I had to do was send it. And if any of them even think of locking me up and taking away my phone, laptop, etc., they should remember that my vocal cords still work, and I would gather the entire neighborhood with my screams and cops would surely be called. As I spoke, my aunt's eyes kept getting wider and wider. She was in shock, but she knew me well enough to know that I was very capable of doing all this. She left quietly. Grand Monster must have heard every word because her hunger strike came to an end. My aunt never tried to look for a match for me again. Later, my dad told me that he was only asking me to think about the match and that he would never force me to do something I didn't want to do. I told him I knew that and assured him that my threats were only meant to scare my aunt. And they worked. Down in the comments, there are tons of stories from other people who live in India who explain that they also have family members who tried to get them in an arranged marriage. So apparently this type of entitled parent attitude is pretty common in India. Our next Reddit post is from Black Panda. My mother has terminal cancer, and due to financial constraints, she decided to move in with me and my family. As soon as my mother arrived here, we visited my lawyer and began and completed her will and power of attorney. She doesn't want life support or anything and has a do not resuscitate. My aunt, my mom's sister, decided to call me and it got interesting. Hi, OP. I wanted to see how your mother's doing because she doesn't tell me anything. She's good, same as always. Well, have you two discussed her dying wishes? Yes, it's all taken care of. What is it that you need? Well, when the time comes, can you call me so I can get a flight to be with her when she passes? When the time comes, I'll notify everyone. Okay, well, make sure you do everything you can do so I can be with her. What do you mean? Like life support? She has a do not resuscitate and doesn't want that. But as soon as it's closed, I'll make phone calls. Hopefully everyone can make it. I don't think you understand me. If she's passing, you need to put her on life support so I can be with her. Your power of attorney, and when she's in that state, she won't know the difference. I'm dumbfounded by what she said. No, that's not how it works. It's already on file with the hospital and doctors, signed and legalized. Even if I wanted to, I can't. You're selfish. I'm pretty sure you don't understand how this works, but it's okay.
We'll talk when it comes close to that time. You're the most selfish, arrogant human being I've ever met. You have no idea how much I'm suffering. You aren't suffering and you need to stop. My mother has terminal cancer. She's living in a constant state of pain. You live in your home, which is now paid off, with one of your sons and his girlfriend and their 3 kids. You were using my mother's home as your home. You took her benefits for food and used it for yourself and your family. You drove her car for 2 years and never had to pay for anything. It doesn't matter if I could pay her property taxes and bills. She wanted to come here to be with me and my family. She wanted a closer bond with her granddaughter before she dies. She's choosing how she dies and where she wants to be buried. Why are you calling me anyway? I'm recording this conversation and I'll use it as proof that you're trying to kill her for the insurance money. The fact that you won't keep her alive is murder. I hung up on her before she went full crazy like always. I had her on speaker this entire time and my mom listened to the entire conversation. My mother is in shock and began crying because my mother and I always had a rough relationship due to my aunt always lying about me. This is where it gets good. My aunt calls my mother sobbing, and I mean sobbing, and begins telling her all types of lies about this conversation. My mother quietly listened to the blatant lies and ended the conversation like this. Aunt, I was listening the whole time that OP had you on speaker. I know everything. It's a shame that you caused so much destruction between my only child and I for so long. I'm glad that at the end of all this, he still took me in. I've done so much for you, and now I see it's just jealousy because it wasn't all about you. When I die, I don't want you to come to his home. You can be at my burial in Mexico, but don't come here. He doesn't want you here, and he's too kind and empathetic to my disease to tell you no. But I'm going to say no. I'm sorry that this will be our last conversation we'll ever have. My mother hung up and blocked her number. The greatest part of all this, my mother said all this to her while drinking her morning coffee and eating her toast without a beat. Our next Reddit post is from Sumo Ninja. We had a couple hundred cars and other motor vehicles stored at any given time. The neighborhood kids, older teens, some were actually adults, liked to break in and steal personal items left in the cars. Wallets, radios, GPS units, etc. If they stole the radio out of the dash, they'd rip the dash apart, so we'd have to replace the radio and repair the dash. It would be a very expensive repair. We had a 6-foot high fence topped with razor wire and an alarm. They'd find ways over it. Usually they'd throw a mattress on the razor wire and hop over using a car. To protect ourselves, we put up an electric fence inside our security fence, the one topped with the razor wire. The electric fence was 6 feet inside the outer fence. Neighborhood parents decided they were up in arms about our complete disregard for their little trophies. The local councilman and police lieutenant came to me asking what we could do to calm the neighbors. Mind you, the electric fence was installed with the blessing of the local government, fully permitted and licensed. I told the politician, he was a real mouthpiece, that we would not be disarming or removing the fence. He told me that neighbors were very, very concerned for their children. I asked him which neighbors were most vocal. He told me. I looked at the cop and told him those were the kids to look into when there were burglaries and thefts in the area. The politician asked why. I told him the parents most worried about their kids were the ones that had kids they knew were climbing the other fence and stealing and vandalizing cars. Then I took them to show the fence. You would seriously think the councilman would have taken a closer look at the setup. But he only looked at the big yellow high voltage warning signs. When we got to the storage facility, the cop laughed. The councilman looked like he walked in on his wife in bed with his best friend. He was mad and surprised at the same time. They looked at the setup. The electric fence was 2 full steps inside the property. There was no way to accidentally contact it from the sidewalk. The only way to get to it would be to climb the outer security fence. The kids weren't allowed in there, ever, under any circumstances. It didn't take long for the councilman to learn that he had been played by the neighbors. The cop was fairly entertained. He actually laughed. Then the cop said something politically correct and left. I looked at the cop and we talked about the families that were really upset about the fence. They outed themselves as the suspects in a number of crimes. One of the older kids would shoot someone about 2 years later.
he would actually get caught on a stolen ATV from our other location. The cop chuckled and said, "Now I have to figure out what to say to the parents of these crooks." I said tell them I want to know if they prefer their delinquents regular or extra crispy. I'd love to know what argument these entitled parents used.
How dare you threaten my children when they were stealing from your property? If anything happens to my precious babies while they're committing felonies, I'll sue.
That was r/entitled parents, and if you like this video, then please let me know by hitting that like button because it really helps my channel.
Let me turn my lights on, actually.
Welcome to r/entitled parents, where an entitled Karen calls the cops on a child because he wouldn't play with her kid. And before I start today's video, I just want to remind everyone that I have a podcast where I republish my YouTube videos in podcast form. You can listen on Spotify, iTunes, or wherever you listen to podcasts. If you're interested, check out the link in the description. And if you want to support my content, please consider going to Apple Podcasts and giving me a 5-star rating. I'm still trying to grow in the podcast world, so any support you can give me would really help me out. This happened about 12 years ago. I had just moved to a small town. My 10-year-old daughter made friends with a girl down the block. The girl didn't have many friends because her mom was drama and nobody in the neighborhood wanted to deal with her. I didn't want to punish the entitled mother's daughter for her mom's behavior, and our daughters were thick as thieves in no time. About 6 months later, my daughter comes home from their house crying. Apparently over an argument who got to play with what Barbie, the other girl called my daughter an N-word. When my daughter became quite visibly upset, the girl told my daughter something to the effect of,
"It's not a bad thing. It's just what my mom says you and your mom are when you act like you're better than us. Just stop acting better and you won't be an N-word."
The entitled mother called pretty quickly to apologize for her daughter
talking out of turn and sharing personal family conversations.
I explained to her that I was okay with the girls still being friends as long as the four of us could have a sit down and just kinda talk through why that word would be so hurtful to my kid. She agreed, but made comments that made me feel she thought I was overreacting. At the end of our conversation, I made it very clear our daughters would not be around each other until the sit down happened. The entitled mother snaps.
"This is what's wrong with you people. Always playing the race card and making a mountain out of a molehill. You aren't going to punish my daughter because you can't get over yourself."
I hung up and that was the end. Or so I thought. 1 month later, my daughter is at the park down the street from our house with a different neighbor and her kids. I'm cleaning my house when I got a call from that neighbor. "OMG, entitled mother is here. She's screaming that the kids can't ignore her kid at a public place. By law, they have to play with her daughter. I am packing up and coming back. Just letting you know this woman is acting nuts. Do you need me to come?" "Nah, I'm ignoring her. We'll be home in a second." 2 minutes later, I get another call and can hear her screaming in the background. "You won't freaking believe this. She called the police on your daughter. The cops are here. You need to get down here." I arrive and my daughter is shaking and crying, thinking she's done something wrong. Entitled mother is screaming like a mad woman at the top of her lungs about how my daughter being in a public place means she has to play with her daughter.
"So what are you going to do about this? Are you seriously just going to let this girl stay at the park when she's refusing to play with my daughter?"
The police officer says, "Ma'am, I'm sorry, but as I was saying, there's no law that kids have to play with each other in public parks. If she doesn't want to play with your daughter, she doesn't have to." The entitled mother grabs at the walkie-talkie thing on the cop's shoulder.
"I want to speak to your sergeant or commanding officer or whatever. Someone needs to come do their freaking job."
The officer called his commanding officer. I was stunned. I asked if my daughter could sit in my car as she was visibly shaken. He said she could, which of course sent entitled mother on another rant. The commanding officer pulls up and she's screaming about how my daughter needs to get out of the car and play with her child. Commanding officer comes and the officer is trying to explain to him what's going on as she's screaming a foot away. He comes over to me and I tell him the backstory on how this all started. The commanding officer says to me, "At this point, I don't see a reason for you to have to still be here. You can take your daughter home." The entitled mother turns bright red.
This is why they're like this. Nobody holds them accountable for anything they do. She should at least get a ticket or something.
I don't know what all was said after that. Me, the neighbor, and our kids got out of there quick. I did start looking for an apartment right away and found something about 2 months later. While I was packing, I got a call from entitled mother and I let it go to voicemail.
I hear you're moving. I just wanted you to know if you or any of your kids walk by my house before then, I'm calling the police for harassment. I don't care if it is your son,
who was 2 at the time.
And I can't wait to hear what stupid stuff you have to say about this when you call me back.
I'm not gonna lie, I was tempted to call back, but didn't. We moved a week later, thankfully. So let's get this straight. This entitled mother called OP and her family an N-word, and then when they get upset about it, she says that they're playing the race card? Lady, you're the one who played the race card by bringing race into this. Our next Reddit post is from Princess Cheetos. Backstory, I have a working pantry, which means I have food that'll last my family up to 3 months. It's food that we eat and use, so I'm constantly restocking and rotating it. I'm not exactly a prepper, but it does come in handy for emergencies. I've been in self-quarantine for a few weeks now due to my compromised immune system. No one outside our family is allowed inside the house, and we don't answer the door if we don't have to. We also have a Ring doorbell, so we can communicate with people without answering the door. I used to coupon to the point that I could have been on the Extreme Couponing show. That's how I built up my food storage quickly. In the past, the neighborhood kids learned quickly that my son had lots of snacks that I was willing to share. In turn, their parents learned I had a very large food storage, which I never wanted to advertise, but oh well. I didn't think it would be a problem at the time. Yeah, I was dumb. I no longer coupon with the same intensity due to my declining health, but I do smaller trips. An extra can or 2 each grocery order to maintain my food storage. Sorry for the novel. On to the story. Our city's in the first few days of quarantining. Schools and workplaces have been closed, but our grocery stores are still open, albeit wiped out and overwhelmed. Yesterday, the doorbell rang at about 9:30 a.m. I checked the Ring app and saw a neighbor's kid, about 5 years old, standing on my porch. So I pressed the talk button and tell him hi.
Hi,
He said.
I'm here for the food.
Confused, I asked, "What food?"
Mommy said you have food for me,
he replied. "I'm sorry, honey, but I don't. I'm sure your mom has food for you at home."
Okay, bye.
He waved into the camera and left. I brushed it off because the kid was known for making stuff up, so I settled back into bed. Almost a half an hour later, the doorbell rings again, and when I check it, there are 2 kids standing there. One is the kid of my neighbor across the street, the other lives on the street behind me. When I greet them through the Ring app, it's the same story. Their moms told them I had food to give them. I quickly told them no and to go talk to their moms. They said okay and went on their way. While they walked away, I sent off a text to the 3 moms. "Your kids stopped by my house saying you told them I have food for them." "I don't. Why are you telling them that?" Entitled Mother 1 says,
What about all that food in your food storage?
"What about it?"
You have a lot. You can share.
Entitled Mother 2 says,
You've shared before.
"My food storage is enough for my family. If I had anything to spare, I would gladly share it, but I don't." Entitled Mother 3 says,
But you have lots of food.
"Again, for my family. The stores are still open. If you need food, you'll have to try your luck there."
Or we could just come over and take your stuff. Yeah, I doubt you could stop us.
All 3 know about my health and mobility issues. Try it, and I'll meet you on my driveway with my shotgun, an angry Rottweiler, and my even angrier husband.
Are you threatening us?
You threatened to steal my property, so I'm just returning the favor. Oh no, you called me a bad word. I think I'm going to cry. I better drown my sadness by eating all of these yummy snacks I have in my food storage, lol. They didn't respond back. But I did hear from one of my other neighbors that Entitled Mother 1 was complaining to anyone that would listen that I'm a mean person for letting her kids go hungry. Several people asked her why she was trying to take food away from an ill person. I have several chronic illnesses as well that have me more or less homebound. When she bulk buys at Costco every 2 weeks. She didn't have an answer for that and stopped complaining about me soon afterwards. She did end up going to the store to buy stuff, but was super pissed because the lines were super long and she was there for about an hour. And then OP posted an update. Wow, my original post really blew up. Thanks to everyone for their advice and concern. I really thought that there wouldn't be more to the story, but there is. For those of you who are wondering, we live in the western region of the United States near the Rocky Mountains. That's all I'm willing to say. Preppers and people with food storage like mine are pretty much the norm where we are. But there are people like the 3 entitled mothers that don't prepare beyond their monthly grocery trips. It's just assumed that everyone here has some sort of food storage, but as a rule, we don't ask or talk about them. After my encounter with the entitled mothers on Friday, I didn't think much of it, but I did tell my husband. He was not amused. In an earlier post, I mentioned that since my health had been declining, my husband has become fiercely protective over me. He wanted to storm over and rip into all 3 of them, but I managed to convince him not to. He did ask for screenshots of the text just in case. I happily sent them to him. Saturday night after I went to bed early, the neighbor who had told me that entitled mother 1 had been complaining about me, we'll call her Nice Neighbor, showed up to our porch with Neighbor Cop and spoke through our screen door to my husband. Nice Neighbor said that she and several other neighbors were concerned when entitled mother 2 had basically admitted to threatening to come and take our food storage. I guess entitled mother 2 was telling people that like it was a funny story or something. Neighbor Cop was there because he co-heads our neighborhood watch and is also the second entitled mother's brother-in-law. I've always gotten the impression that he and entitled mother 2 don't get along. Quick note, we have several police officers as well as firemen that live in our neighborhood. In fact, I have 3 different policemen living on just my street. Neighbor Cop asked hubby if we had proof of the text conversation, and hubby sent him a copy. Neighbor Cop thanked him and told him he'd be speaking with his sister-in-law later that night. Hubby thanked them both and they left. This morning, Sunday, Neighbor Cop showed up again. He told hubby that he'd met up with the 3 entitled mothers and their husbands and sternly told them that with the screenshots hubby had given them, he could arrest the 3 of them for harassing and threatening me, and that if anything happens at our house, that they would be the first on their list of people to talk to and or arrest. I don't know if he just told them that to scare them, but he knows the law better than me, so I'll go with it. He also told them that he had informed the other cops that live in the neighborhood and that they, as well as the
Hey, yo, what's up, One Punch? How's it going? Just so you know, this stream is gonna be really like stupid boring. But essentially, I'm playing this app called Finger on the App 2. Actually, let me mute. Or let me pause what I'm listening to. Yeah, it's basically what the Finger on the App is. You hold your finger on your phone for as long as you can, and you have to move it around like every little bit to like hit something. And the last person to hold their finger on their phone wins $100,000. Mr. Beast is organizing, and I'm sure you know who that is. Everyone on the internet knows who he is. My goal is to at least last 48 hours, but I'm on 1 life, and it's only been 3 hours. So I'm thinking I probably won't make it super duper far, but I'll try my hardest. And I also apologize too, like, there's nothing I can really do with one hand, besides, like, my own voice and talking with chat to, like, keep the stream interesting. I also didn't really have anything prepared to do while I was streaming. But here, you can see the app. I don't wanna lose, so I'm being, like, really careful. Oh, fudge. But yeah, you can see my finger. I'm just listening to some r/entitled parents. It's reaching about 7 p.m. for me. What's crazy though? What if your phone dies? I've got it plugged in. But that is something to consider, yeah. If you don't have a charger next to you. Let's see what else. Yeah, join the call, idiot. Oh, sorry. There's streamer mode, so that's why I didn't hear the call. Sure, I'll join a call with you. Join. Alright, I'm joining the call.
There we go.
Yeah, what's up, man?
Not much, man, not much. Exit Twitch. It's nice to hear that.
Yeah, I want to hear the echo, man.
Nah. I'm also gonna like turn down my fucking wallpaper. This is really loud.
Really loud. The jinx.
Jeez, the wallpaper is only at like 6.
Some loud wallpaper, man. I wonder what would happen if you hit that up to 100.
Dude, I didn't want to think about that.
Marvo, good luck. Hope you win. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. I probably won't, but thank you for your confidence.
Yeah, Luke won't make that stuff. The only reason why I came was because I figured you'd probably be really bored.
I am a little bit bored, yeah. It's only been 3 hours so far.
It's a good thing I'm here.
Yeah.
Definitely a good thing that I'm here. Azure Lane Akaga? Oh, that's just boring. I'm looking through my wallpapers now.
I can tell.
Boom, 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 boom. Dude, I started watching Shield Hero again.
Oh yeah, you're rewatching it, dude?
Yeah.
That's pretty
I
good.
didn't realize how long it was. I thought it was like 11
Mhm.
episodes. I thought it was like 20.
A lot of filler stuff, yeah, but all of it's good.
All of it's good. Yeah, it's a nice thing about it.
Yeah, usually you'd be really like mad like it's not focusing on like what's going on every single episode, but like
But the filler's so good.
but the filler's good, yeah.
Yeah, the filler's really good.
It's not filler to be filler.
Right? Maybe I should play Factorio. I bought Factorio and I just never played it.
Yeah, my dad's been playing a lot of that lately with his friends.
Factorio?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah.
Oh no.
Looks like a lot of fun. It's just a lot of. No, Luke, don't fall asleep.
It's only been 3 hours. I'm not gonna fall asleep. I'm just saying, oh no, because I'm yawning.
You know, this fails so we can play games.
No.
That'd be funny. Just like convince you an hour into this discussion, it's like it's not even worth it.
You know, like the crazy thing, I know this doesn't matter because like no matter how many people are left, there's always gonna be like 100 to 1,000 that are like committed and make it all the way to the end. But like
Yeah.
the challenge started with more than 1.2 million people, right?
Yeah.
In the first hour it went down to like 500,000, 2 hours like 100,000, and 3 hours like 15,000.
No, so you're like one of the 15,000 now, I guess.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
I mean, like, that doesn't actually mean anything because it's still gonna be, like, super duper long time. But, I mean, like, that does, that does help.
I mean, it does help from 1.2 million to 15,000. Yes, that would definitely classify it.
Gives me a little bit of motivation.
Gives me motivation. What to play? I don't really want to play Factorio because all Factorio really is just building a base the entire time.
Yep.
And like, I don't really understand it. Not gonna lie.
Dude, I just totally thought of a game I would love to play. Oh wait, actually no, I can't play it. Never mind. I was thinking I could play like Censored Honey Pop. Cause like that's a game I can play with one hand, but
Censored Honey Pop.
But like,
what's the point of Honey Pop if it's censored? That's the whole thing. What's the point?
That's true. I don't know, cause I do actually like the matching game.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be really fun to play probably. Freaking Dark Souls on PC.
I can play that with one hand for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, no, you definitely cannot.
Yeah, what's a game I can play with one hand that doesn't require like any focus?
What? Upstairs? Are you talking my mom?
What?
Oh, Mara? She's right there, hiding underneath the blanket. Because she's sad that you guys left. What else? She's definitely not. She was just whimpering like 2 minutes ago before you got here.
Oh, we're down to 14,000.
Might as well just like stop Luke and play games with me.
Are you serious?
Just stop what you're doing. They're trying to sell Battlefield 4 for $40 still. You high?
Discord? No, I'm not. I'm not joining another freaking Discord call.
The only reason why I did Discord with me is because I know him.
Well, no, it's Joey that wants the Discord call.
Oh, fuck off, Joey. Oh, thank you very much. You want to see my? Did you see my cool PC? Yeah, it cost me like $3,000 in total.
Oh yeah, $3,000, man.
I mean, like it was like it was 2,000 for like all the parts, roughly 2,000, 2,100. But then like all the games and stuff, it was like at least 2,500.
Dude, the screen is so slippery. What the fudge?
I don't even have like a good freaking graphics card because graphics cards are almost impossible to get.
Dude,
if you do end up getting a good one, it's fucking because it's like you spent like $1,000 for it.
I just realized how slippery my screen is.
Slippery? Oh. Don't pull it so hard then, you idiot.
Well, I mean, then I risk taking it off.
Oh my god.
I mean, my hands are super sweaty too.
You deserve it.
I'm definitely gonna have like blisters by the end of this.
If you have blisters from having your finger on the screen, we got a problem.
I guess I got a problem then, man.
Should I play Genshin Impact?
Yeah, so you can finally get the freaking level so we can play with each other.
How long do you think it would take me?
I don't know, a couple hours.
Hey Luke, what are you doing tomorrow? Oh wait, oh yeah, I know what you're doing tomorrow. I was gonna ask if you wanted to go to the mall tomorrow.
The what?
The mall.
Ball?
Mall.
Mall.
M-A-L-L. Yeah,
okay, yeah. I was like, dang, we going dance at the ball, man?
No, if you failed, do you want to go to the mall tomorrow?
What would we do at the mall?
Go around, look at stuff, buy things. What else do you do at the mall, Luke? Come on, what else
I
do you
don't
do
know,
at the mall?
man. I mean, I still don't have a freaking debit card because they're still like taking forever to review my charges, so I can't really buy anything more than like what I've got in my wallet. So
that's fine. I mean, we'll still get you food, and if you don't have money for food, we can get you food. That's not really a problem.
capitalism.
Capitalism, that's fine.
Capitalism, mall, buy things.
Right.
Man.
I don't know what to play, not gonna lie. Man, Luke, would you just get off that so we can play games together?
Really?
Man.
Are you being serious?
No,
yes or no?
I mean, like, I'm serious, but I also don't want you. I'm not gonna force you to do something like that. That's just rude. That's just messed up. I'll be here when you fail anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Well, Mountain Dew Voltage isn't bad.
I'm thinking like
I like Mountain Dew Voltage, not gonna lie. Pretty good.
Mountain Dew Voltage.
Yeah, Voltage is actually pretty good. GTF. Do we have anybody on for GTFO? Rec is on. I'm gonna ask Rec if he can play GTFO.
Gosh dang it, man. It's like, man. it's like I get in calls with people. I'm like, oh man, I can like stay proactive. I can like stay awake and be happier and stuff. But then it's like, oh, you're going for a bike ride. Oh, you're going to the mall tomorrow. You want to play some games, man?
Right.
It's like, oh yeah. Oh, it's such a beautiful day outside. Oh, that's great. Yeah. Oh man. But then too, it's like everybody, I believe, like says I won't be able to make it very far.
I can't play C rank levels yet. With smiley face with a tear on it.
Man.
Dude, we can play. No way. What? You can play higher rank. Dude, okay, you can play our high rank games.
If the leader is
Yeah, if he
high
can
enough.
play it. What? Bye, Luke. No, I'm just kidding.
I mean,
Come on,
that's.
Luke. Let's go. Let's go, Luke.
Do you want? Okay.
You failed anyways. You were never gonna make it. You think you're gonna get $100,000 from that freaking thing? Come on now. Come on. Really?
Is it worth sacrificing?
A great day of playing GTFO, obviously.
Oh. Give me some time to like mentally think about this.
Just like let your finger go.
I'd have to do it twice. It's not even as simple as like taking it off my
you get,
phone.
like, 2 mess ups? Oh, okay, that's nice. That's actually kind of nice that they give you 2 mess ups.
I had 4 before. I lost 2 of them already.
How do I Oh, is that how that goes? Wow.
I mean,
Come on,
it's down to 14,000. I'm still gonna have to freaking go 70 hours, but it hasn't even been 67 hours yet. Sorry, no, like I would need to go 67 more hours.
Yeah.
Am I willing to do that?
Let me know. Okay, dude. There's like 1 spot open. Should I tell them that you're joining? Should I tell them that you're joining?
Yeah, I'll join in a little bit. Fine. I gotta go up to my family and discuss this first, though.
Well, let me ask them if it's okay first, so I'm not like ruining.
Oh yeah, see, yeah, you don't ruin it for no reason.
Yeah.
All right.
So he has a friend plus, so it's like 3 people. So you'd be the 4th. I just want to make sure that that's okay first.
Yeah.
Because I'm not about to ruin your I would.
Yeah, for nothing, right?
I would like have to like leave this guy and play with you.
Mhm.
I would feel so bad. I just need to wait for him to give me a response first. Ooh, that was a nice burp.
Was, man?
Dude, I freaking helped Jacob move stuff today.
Mhm.
And like there was like this truck that was like, you know, I was able to, you know, pull heavy things or whatever. It was just a really long flatbed semi truck, and we put stuff on it with fucking fucking forklift and stuff like that. Cause the company that Jacob's mom bought was her company that she works for. It's a small motor construction company or whatever. Small motors construction company, and everything there was like at least 50 pounds or more. So I was like, "Ow, great!" And like we had to take off the side panels of the flatbed semi truck, I guess you could call it. And like the sides of the sides of the truck, right? It was like a fence, and they were cut up into segments. And each segment weighed like 50, 60 pounds, and they're like above your head, or like above like your midsection of your body. So like you actually had to like use some muscle because you're not picking it up off the ground. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's like actually really highly elevated. Not only that, but they were also like they were clipped in, so you had to unclip them and then pull them out. But they like automatically clipped, so you had to hold the clip down and then pull them out. And it was terrible. And friggin' it wasn't bad, but like it was annoying. So like you had to hold the clip down and hold it up on one end, and then grab the other side and pull it up on the other side, and then pull it out. And each one of those weighed like 50 pounds. But there was 2 on just the one truck, like in the more front that was heavier. They're like 70, 80 pounds because they're bigger. Those ones are terrible.
Yeah.
Everybody's like, you're military. You got this. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah, man.
Man, he's not responding. Give me a response, question mark. We were just texting, and then you just like disappeared.
Just went dark.
Quite literally. Do I have to reiterate what I just said? Nope, nope. I think you noticed. What is he gonna say? What is he gonna? Oh yeah, I don't care if you caught it when I said. Perfect.
Is that a yes or a no?
Yeah, that's yeah. Yes. So
All right, I'll go discuss it with people upstairs then.
I'm gonna give you the lobby code real quick. Just let me know if you get it on Discord.
Lobby code for what?
Or for like the Discord, or not the Discord, the GTFO game.
Oh, okay. Is that
Yeah.
super long code?
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah.
All right, I'll be back in
Is
a
your
little bit
parents
then.
gonna be mad at you by chance, or?
No, I've just been like preparing for it and like
They're about to be like, oh, okay, you're just gonna fail now.
yeah, I know that's pretty much what I have to say, right? Because like I was fully committed to this.
And then I came.
And then yeah, just completely give up on it, yeah.
Hi, that's what I'm here for. I like totally ruined your entire Twitch stream.
Yeah, it's fine. Alright, I'll go talk with people upstairs.
Alright, have fun.
Alright, see you in a bit.
Yep, hurry up. Wait, Twitch stream can't hear me, right? Yeah, whatever. Hey! Did I say you could walk? No. Fuck! I didn't say it. Hey, so how'd your parents take it?
They weren't home, but I think the sad thing is they were expecting me to get about this far, which is kind of makes like it's like right, yeah, which proves them right, which I don't want to do. Oh, hey, what's up? How many lives left? I'm up to, oh, of course, Dad's in the chat. I've got one left.
Might get anything.
But I'm probably not, I'm not ready to give up, but one of my friends contacted me.
Alright.
And he really wants me to play a game, and so...
And you gave up. You broke.
I haven't given up yet. I'm still on the app.
Give up already. I keep on inviting you. I don't know if you do.
I mean, if I give up, then at least I can still play with him. Stop spam inviting me. Like, you can start a game without me. Like, I don't care. Start a game without me. Just
No, just join.
No.
Join.
This means a lot to me, okay?
You're not gonna win anyways. It doesn't really matter. Who said
Anyways.
you're not gonna be able to stay up for 3 days straight. You can barely stay up for 1.
Alright, I'm down to 0 lives.
You know how much it would suck to miss school?
I've already worked ahead to make up for it and like talk to my teachers.
Well, it looks like you're lucky because then you choose to stay home.
Yep. Alright. Well, I wanted especially to keep going because like to prove people wrong, people that not who didn't believe in me, but like who thought I couldn't make it this far.
Yep.
To everyone who
Everybody
did
knows.
believe in me, I apologize that it was because of such a stupid reason. Well, I mean, it was also the invitation to go to the mall tomorrow. Like, that's something I don't want to miss out on.
Real life experiences other than holding your finger on a phone.
No, like, you can do a lot with $100,000, but the chance of me winning it is slim, and if I have to miss out on all these great moments, then I don't think it's worth it.
You're right, Luke. Now take your finger off the fucking phone.
feel like this is a speech, you know, like I did learn a lot, man. Like I missed out on such a beautiful day already.
Yeah, today was really nice. It was really nice.
It was a nice day. I missed out on that. And if I keep going, I'll miss out on all these times with my friends, all of these days at school, going to the mall, helping out my church. I think it's worth it to just
Who cares about you?
take my finger off the app.
Okay. Yes.
Can I stop it in like 40 seconds when it hits like the 3-hour 30-minute mark?
I don't care. Just join the freaking game thing.
Oh my god. All right.
So he knows you're there.
You can just tell him I'm on my way.
He knows, but I want you to join.
All right. And 3-hour 30 minutes.
That's how long you've been doing it for?
Yep.
3 hours? Jeez.
Only 3 hours 30 minutes.
I like fucked you over.
Yeah, you understand. There we go.
Yeah, you've been in there for... Okay, now I'm gonna leave now. See you later, Luke.
Yeah, right.
I'm kidding.
3 hours. Oh gosh, what the heck? Oh, it's GTFO. Sorry. That came up out of nowhere. All right. See.
I'm not the thing. I can't see.
All right. I'm gonna show my stream.
Wait, does it say that you have failed?
Someone will win $100,000. Time elapsed 3 hours 30 minutes. Still in 14,125, which is what I was at before. Alright.
Yeah, like.
Well, I'll see you guys later. Thank you so much for anyone watching the stream, and I hope you guys have a beautiful day. And to those still participating in the challenge, I wish you good luck. And please do something great with that money, because doing that money will be totally worth it. All right.